For decades, college rugby has been built, not in stadiums, but on long bus rides, early mornings, and moments no one else sees. No fanfare, no shortcuts, just pride. But once a year, every year, the best come together, not just to play, but to prove something on the game's brightest stage. To their teammates, to their schools, to themselves. This isn't just another tournament. This is where seasons are defined, where legends are made, where you put it all on the line. This is the 2026 Collegiate Rugby Championship. One weekend, 144 teams, 8 national champions. Let's get it started. Welcome to the Collegiate Rugby Championship, the largest college rugby tournament in the world. 144 teams across 8 divisions, all leading to national titles. It's the third and final day. 299 games are in the books. We crowned 4 men's national champions last night, but we've saved the best for last. Today, it's all women's rugby, and for the first time ever on the All Women's Sports Network. I'm Pat Clifton, flanked by Collegiate Rugby Championship Hall of Famer and 2-time champ of this tournament, Darian Lovelace, the biggest rugby geek I know, Zach Lading, and women's rugby pioneer and broadcaster extraordinaire, Wendy Young. Guys, this is what I've been waiting for. This is it, the finale, 5 games left. We've got the third place game for the Women's Premier Cup, the top division, and then after that, it's all national championships. What a time to be alive, Darian.
Yeah, rugby, I mean, this tournament reminds me about why I love the sport, and that's definitely the environment, the people, and that rugby is always going to be here. We've seen a lot of rugby over the last few days. We've had the best seat in the house. But just loving the fact that this has been around since 2010. Now being there as a player was really incredible, but now to be able to share the storylines, talk about these amazing players. There's just no one else I'd rather freeze my tail with out here and watch some good rugby.
Absolutely. There's so many great storylines, so many great teams and players here. But for me, we also have some of the top talent in the world that comes here, okay? So we have Talesi Uatafe, one of the best storylines here with Southern Nazarene. She Friday night with the national team, the U.S. national team in Chicago, playing against rival Canada. She gets on an airplane, flies here. Saturday morning, she's ready to go with her team on the field, okay, for their first 2-round games. It's crazy to see the next generation of talent who are getting those chances at the national level, but still coming back. They have that passion for their college team as well. They want to win this tournament.
Speaking of next generation, Zach, you're absolutely right. And this is the place where Olympians are made. We can't quite claim Alona Mar. We will. But we can claim Rochelle Stevens and Kayla Connett. So many Olympians have come out of this, and we're just going to watch more come tonight.
Before they're Olympians, they're national champions, and we're going to crown 4 of them here in just a minute, right here with you. Let's talk about those right now. Let's start with Division 3, Zach.
Absolutely. Division 3, probably the lowest division in the totem pole, but no less exciting and a storyline here. We have a great matchup in the final. Not what any of us expected, not what any of us picked here, but 2 fantastic teams in Colorado School of Mines and MiraCosta College Spartans. Okay, MiraCosta flying in from California. They have not been chill as a West Coast team here. They are big, physical, and they have imposed their will on everyone they face this weekend, including a number 2 seed in Drury, who have USA national level talent in Lauren Tomlinson. Lucy Powell, their emotional leader. Fun geographic fact, their semifinal opponent Colby is actually closer to London, England than they are to MiraCosta. So that's the level of geographic diversity we have in this tournament. But their opponents in this are close to them. Colorado School of Mines, they've knocked off defending champs Endicott Gulls, who were a bit of a dynasty. Mines looking to start their own dynasty here, the Ore Diggers are, and that'll hinge on their dynamic duo of primetime Piper Lee and Aaliyah Lynn, who have been killing it for the Ore Diggers so far in this tournament.
Yeah, Women's Division 2, also a fantastic competition here, Darian. Coast Guard, the dynasty in the making, trying to repeat, get their 3rd national championship in 3 semesters. And then they've got Colorado Mesa, the Disruptors, trying to get their first.
And I mean, Coast Guard, I think a lot of us assumed that they would make it, but like you said, Pat, we weren't seeing Colorado Mesa coming, but their connectivity has been something really special, even as they've gone throughout the tournament. But Coast Guard, they've got some rowdy fans up in here. They've got signs, they're ready to go, but the team and the fans have something to be proud of, the fitness and the conditioning of the Coast Guard shores. They just repeatedly leave their bodies on the line for a good tackle, a turnover, and a finish to the try. They're going for the repeat after winning it last year in 2025. A lot is riding on the line there. They're going to want to add some more trophies into that case, and they've got the personnel to be able to do it.
100%. Women's D1 AA also looks fantastic. We got Colorado State versus Northeastern, another defending champion there in Northeastern, trying to do this thing.
And Colorado Mesa is going to be the other contender that's going to go into the tournament. Might be the Miracle. They're a bit underrated going into it, but they've got the distribution and they've got the passing lanes to be able to do that as well. They're going to contend really well against Coast Guard.
Got to give the Mavericks some love. Sorry for moving us on to D1 AA there. Now let's talk and pivot on the Rams and the Huskies here in D1 AA.
And it's fun to talk about them too. Northeastern and Colorado State. Again, this matchup is going to be really fun. Both have similar talents going into it, but they have what they need to win a Sevens national championship, and that's speed, right? Both sides look very strong. Both sides look very, very fit. Colorado State improved their body height in the tackle against any competition in the semifinal. They're going to really need that launch to go up against Northeastern, shut down some space, but they do have people that can finish the job there. Also, I think that they like to let people pass them so they can show those beautiful cover tackles, but they have the personnel to do it, and I think that they're going to do something really special against Northeastern. And I mean, Northeastern, we've got to talk about them, the defending Sevens champions, the ones that do it all. They struggled a little bit at the beginning of the tournament. We talked about that, but now they feel like they're peaking. Now they feel like they've got it all in the bag, and they've got finishers that really want that try. They want to finish strong here. Northeastern really want to get some more hardware in there, similar to Coast Guard. It seems to be the same storylines kind of blossoming throughout the tournament.
Yeah, Courtney Michaud-Dunner looks really good for Northeastern this weekend. And Wendy, women's premiere. Brown, we're used to them being here. AIC, their first final appearance. Tell us about that game.
Yeah, super excited about this. Obviously, Brown is chasing a historic 4P today. 4. That's no one's ever done it before. We're so excited for that. And they've been just ruthless in their pursuit of this. You know, my former teammate, Roz Chow, has just been pretty good for the side, and they entered the semifinals on the back of 2 straight shutouts, and they've outscored everyone and haven't allowed a point on the board. You know, Olivia Baptiste has been a total wrecking ball all weekend, but she's far from the only one lighting it up. Stay with us so I can talk about the other players later. AIC, they might be the perfect final boss for Brown because they play a completely different style of rugby than their opponents. Brown is clinical and explosive, but AIC will starve you of the ball, and so you're just waiting and waiting to get your chance to play. So it's just really difficult conditions to play under. And actually, AIC recently won the NERA D2 title for 15s, and so they're coming into this with some championship caliber.
Hey guys, not only is it 4 in a row for Brown they're going for, it'll be 6 for head coach Roz Chow. She won her first 2 in life with our friend Darian here. That puts her atop the mountain. No one has ever done that. Going for the one for the thumb here for Roz Chow. So lots of history to chew on. Guys, let's get to the rugby. We have some fantastic stuff to watch, starting with this third place match between Southern Nazarene and Navy. Talesi Uatafe, let's watch that talent.
And here we are for our third place match at the CRC. My name is Lance Kavanaugh. I'm joined by Phaedra Knight. And we are going to have an absolute showcase here. Third place, but both of these teams are deserving of a championship title moment. Unfortunately, losing to very strong sides that you'll see later in the Premier Cup final. Navy in the blue, Southern Nazarene will be in the red, and Phaedra, we got to be excited for a third place match. A little bit of redemption for these sides who dropped against tough competition earlier today.
Yeah, truly excited. I mean, obviously Navy has come out. They've shown us what they can do on attack on day one. Fell short earlier today, but very impressed by this SNU stand they made against AIC. They gave them everything they had up until the last whistle, and so this is going to be a firecracker of a match. I am so excited to join you, Lance, in calling it.
As SNU able to corral in that kickoff, ball goes to ground, unable to gather, ball bouncing around just a bit, but it looks like Southern Nazarene will keep possession. Ball thrown wide, dropped by Southern Nazarene with a chance for Navy to take advantage of that advantage, but referee blows it up. We'll have our first scrum down of the day. The nerves seem to be kicking for this third place match. Still an important match, although not the Premier Cup final.
for sure. And I think this Navy squad, Abby Gustatus has done a great job of coaching them, putting them together for the season. Their defense is underrated, and we saw certainly echoes of it just there, that pressure to force the turnover and put themselves in a really good position. I think going right would be amazing here.
Going around the far side is Mia Young, wrestling and grinding just inside the 5-meter line. Navy able to resource that rug, get the ball there. The space is on the bottom of your screen, but unable to make that pass. And we have an offsides call, and Navy will go quick. Mia Young starting off that scrum a minute ago, finds a space on the outside, and just like that,
Navy!
Kendall Wingard goes in to score, gets our first points in his third place.
Delaware puts the first 5 points on the board.
Yeah, and that just speaks to that right side. A very powerful target, actually, and weapon, I guess you could say, for Navy. Taking that quick tap and moving it out into the hands of Wingard. Simple mismatch, 2-on-1. That's just textbook rugby.
Scoring in the first 2 minutes is so important in sevens. Conversion, no good. And we have a 5-0 scoreline with Southern Nazarene sitting back, waiting for the kickoff. Fielded cleanly. Ball thrown into the tackle, lost, and now Navy has their hands back on the ball. The defensive pressure has been optimal for this Navy side, and it's showcasing itself today. Ball flung out to the edge. Catherine O'Hara shrugs off the defender, stiff arms another, and does she has the leg to finish? Being dragged and grabbed by Ireland Jeffries, but she has what it takes to finish in the second try.
Catherine O'Hara.
And you got to think that SNU really used a lot of energy in their last match against AIC. They gave it every bit that they had, and so when you get into these contests, these one-on-one physical contests, they may have show a little bit of compromise, but all credit given so much to Catherine O'Hara with her effort, really opening up the stride, using the stiff arm to get her way into the try zone.
Forced to shrug off multiple Southern Nazarene defenders, some of which put points on the scoreline over the course of this weekend. Seen some of their stars, Vivian Wright having a shot, unable to make the tackle, and now Southern Nazarene has to figure out a way to get on the scoreboard, get away from their own heels of their try line, giving Navy such short field to operate on. Southern Nazarene choosing to go to the open side. The defensive pressure from Navy is tenacious. Mia Young slamming down the tackle, and again, Southern Nazarene's being pushed back. 2 tackles, and now having to play out of their own try line. This Navy defense has been absolutely prime and premium. And what would you expect as a proud American to have Navy on the defensive, being strong, forcing the turnover, not releasing, says the referee. And now Navy just inches away from the try line, has more space. And the previous try scorer has the same amount of space now, but might not be able to get it down. And on the back end of it, Catherine O'Hara able to put the ball down, and Navy Academy are rolling right now, faithful.
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara with number 2, but it started really before this quick tap with just SNU not being there in the ruck and creating this penalty situation. Quick tap using the width of the field. Navy does a really good job of pushing that ball with accuracy. It was a slow move, and then O'Hara had the space on the outside to wing it.
Defense turns to offense, and offense turns into points. The Naval Academy with 3 tries, all unconverted, leaving us with a 15-0 scoreline against Southern Nazarene. Southern Nazarene, the Division I 15s champion, has always been able to put points on no matter which part of the field they play on, find themselves being slowed down and stifled by this Naval side. Ruck unsecure, unable to keep posture, and now Navy is back on attack. We have a foot race going in the score, but our USA International makes the stop, and right on cue, Southern Nazarene shows up. That's Eckerson, able to get her hands on the ball and force that turnover. Ball thrown just short, and a knock-on right after turning an opportunity to get on attack with great defense. And now Navy scrum down right around the 10-meter line. such a teeter-totter back and forth moment right there for the Southern Nazarene side.
Yeah, and Talesi Ulatave would really want to get that one back, knocked it on. Navy just persistent in their drive. The bend don't break defense is everything, and defense turns into attack, attack turns into defense, showing what they have here.
Yeah, and they're just pressuring and putting Southern Nazarene on the back foot. Space in the middle of the field, and right has a chance to go in. Ball is knocked on, but referee says poked out by Southern Nazarene, so that try will count. It looks like just so much happening there. Ball going backwards, says the referee. Play on is called as the ball does leave backwards from her hand. And just like that, Navy finds a way to add more points to the board. What a crazy turn of events, and unfortunate for Southern Nazarene.
Yeah, Alexandra Gabbard had a great run, but probably wants to carry that ball in two hands to ensure that that doesn't happen. But thank God her number 9 was right there to pick it up and put it down.
Always good to have team support. Always need a little help from your friends. Left foot step by Iron Jeffries, and she's able to present the ball back to her feet. Strong through contact. Tries to get the offload away, but just too short. And with that and many mistakes, Southern Nazarene ends the half with a 22-0 deficit over the Naval Academy. We'll be right back here on the grounds at the CRCs.
We wanted as a team to get experience. It was something that we sat together last semester in the fall, and we decided, you know, it would be beneficial getting to see different parts of like the culture that everybody has here and how welcoming everybody was has been a real highlight for me too.
We got a lot of guys that come to Northeastern all around the country and have different levels of playing, and they become lifelong friends by the time they leave Northeastern, and these trips are kind of where those memories are built.
I mean, it's an absolutely great experience. I mean, I would highly recommend. A lot of planning involved, but if you get it done, it could be some of the best moments of your life.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready, up.
VO captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby!
If you're on the fence of going on a tour, get over the fence. Go on the tour, reach out to Rugby Travel Ireland. They've been incredible to work with. They've been so kind, so knowledgeable, and just so professional throughout the whole process. So I cannot endorse them enough. It's been an incredible experience here on the ground. The girls are having an amazing time, and so am I. So if you're thinking about it, just make the commitment, do it, and we'll see you here.
And we are back on the grounds for our third place match here in the Premier Division. Naval Academy holding a 22-0 lead over Southern Nazarene. And Phaedra, so many mistakes by this SNU side, giving Navy ample opportunity. What can they do to improve their chances here in the second half?
I mean, they've got to score points. They've got to maintain possession. That's the name of the game. You can't score if you don't have the ball in hand. And so they have to do a better job of taking their time, throwing good passes to hand, and just executing their structure. That's what they really need to do.
To get us ready for this kickoff, Ireland Jeffrey puts the ball into the air, and the second half is underway. Big collision near the ball. Knock on seems to be the angle card, but playing the ball illegally in the air, defender in the air, and now Naval Academy is back on attack. Quick tap, and they're going to the open space. 2 passes hitting the ground, but able to control the ball, corral it, and set themselves up. High tackle is called. SNU, more mistakes after another. That long arm penalty gives Navy another chance to get away from their own end. And now Naval Academy is set up. Space on the top of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. And they can go to it. But just like that, putting her foot down, Callahan is off to the races on the back end, tackled by Ireland Jeffrey. And just like that, Navy has found an offensive surge here. SNU players late to get back. So now they have to gather and restructure themselves defensively. Navy able to set themselves up, having a number advantage on the top of your screen. Can they make the most of it? Ball played to the top. The line breaker able to get her hands back on the ball right in that 5-meter channel. And now Navy resurges themselves and goes back the other way. SMU using that defensive line pressure to close the door and not allow them to play the ball to the opposite edge. And the same defensive line pressure makes the tackle, pushing Navy back. But there is space and time to attack, and Navy seems to have SNU on the back foot. A tackle right again on that 5-meter channel. SNU playing very, very tenacious defense, trying to stay in front of these Naval Academy attackers. Ball played through hands, and that pass is called forward. And SNU bending but not breaking, and with 5 minutes left in this scrum have an opportunity to punch their way back into this third-place match.
Man, Catherine O'Hara thought she was on her way to a hat trick this half, but that ball went just forward. It was a little looping, but they did a pretty good job of working the ball. It would probably serve Navy to get a little bit wider, stretch this SNU defense a little more, and it'll open up opportunities to get off really solid passes into those spaces, put players into the space.
Absolutely, and most of us here are waiting and hoping for this Texas SMU side to get to rolling. We know they have offensive power, looking right on the screen at the USA International. Talesi has been absolutely electric throughout the season. 15 sevens, doesn't matter. And just waiting for their opportunity to get going. Ball played out of the scrum. And a wide pass thrown to the edge. Viviana Wright able to corral it. Tried to make the offload, but ball goes to ground and unable to gather the ball again. We have yet another knock on for SNU, and the Southern Nazarene side just can't seem to get it right here in this third-place match.
Well, you know, coming into this match, SNU has made a second-half charge. They've been down going in to the second half, but they, like as you stated, can't seem to get their wheels going. They seem a bit tired. I've said it before, that fatigue is probably setting in, but this is where you have to dig deep and go into those dark places of the soul and just gather every bit that you have to bring it.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get through. And the passing lane is played. Ball tipped in the air, caught and corralled. And Viviana Wright, does she have the legs to finish? Multiple Naval Academy players chasing around, and they're able to bring her down inside the 22. SMU now with a bit of a surge, trying to find a way to get past this Naval Academy defense, who all find themselves back and ready to go. And the offsides called right around the 15-meter line. SMU with as best of opportunities they had all game, and they opt to go to the scrum, slowing it down. And with this deficit, might have a bit of question why they would, but I understand they got to find a way to get some structure here, because once they can get any points, SMU has been known that they can get rolling.
Well, this is what I'm talking about, right? You have to dig deep. All it takes is one significant break, like what Viviana Wright just demonstrated, and that can bring the team up. And that's what you need. Those moments put together in a thread can create change in the game.
But unfortunately, SNU with a scrum infraction, free kick called, and now the Naval Academy is back on attack the other way. Lauren Anderson, big tackle, standing up the ball carrier and unable to cover that weak side. Navy is now going down the short side of the field. Tackle made right at the halfway mark. Saving sweeping tackle made by Tori Terra Ango. And just like that, Navy is on the front foot, pushing this Southern Nazarene side backwards. Navy seems to have everything going. Ball goes to ground, but Navy able to sweep it up. And with that, there is space looping around, shrugging off one tackle, struggling off another, and Cecilia almost going all the way, able to represent the ball after the tackle. down again, but a high tackle grabbed around the neck on the way down, and it's unfortunate. And with that speed, Naval Academy will go in. Mia Young, who has showcased herself throughout this entire weekend, opportunistic, right under the sticks, and Naval Academy is rolling 27-0 here in this third place match.
Well, that was a beautiful finish by Mia Young for her second try, but that drive was obviously set up by Cecilia Izquierdo. She carried the team, carried multiple players on her back to bring them into this space where they could set this try up. And Navy just really running away with this game.
Less than a minute to go in this match, and you are right, Cecilia able to shrug off multiple defenders, push SNU's defense to the brink, taking in a high tackle, and that led to a very easy walk-in try by Mia Young. SNU taking that kickoff easily and find a break on their own on the near side of your screen. Viviana Wright, who had the line break earlier, finds herself breaking the line again, gets the offload away. And just like that, SMU are now within a very close range of that Naval Academy tri-zone, right around the 22-meter line. Ball played out, and look at the pressure from the Naval Academy, and big hit coming in from that ruck from the USA International. No games will be played, able to get back to her feet and get over the line. We have said her name before, and finally able to get on the scoreboard and represent for Southern Nazarene as that clock strikes 0.
Yeah.
Great rock clearance on her part to grab the ball.
Big try by Uhatafe. Set up by Mrs. Wright.
Yeah.
Conversion up and not caught. And with that, we have the final whistle. The Naval Academy taking a strong 27-5 win over Southern Nazarene. What an absolute great performance. And we're going to kick it up to the college rugby show.
Thank you, Lance. What a couple of legends there on that call. What a great game. Navy taking the bronze medal, just like the U.S. women in the last Olympics. But our next match, a national championship, women's D3. Zach, tell us about this incredible matchup.
Absolutely. This is really compelling stuff. It is not the matchup I think anyone saw, as we talked about at the top here, but a really two competitive teams that are really full of stars, okay? So at MiraCosta, you have 3 players who have been great. Heavenly Afaese with 3 tries, Lorna Borrego with 3 tries, the hero of their semifinal round as well, and Selase Ilasa with 3 on the weekend. So they're heavy hitters there. Mines is a great athlete as well. Piper Lee, the primetime Piper Lee, the sensation, 6 tries for her on the weekend. And Leah Lynn with 4. She was the hero for Mines in their semifinal. So that's really going to be the key to the matchup, is the star power for both teams and who's going to have the game of their lives.
Wendy, dig a little deeper on these ore diggers for us.
Yeah, what's really interesting here is how they got here. I think that's what I want to talk about here. Is it was a really gritty semifinal, 19-7, and as Zach mentioned, Piper Lee has just been so great on offense, especially for the Ore Diggers, and she sits near the top of the leaderboard with 32 total points and 6 tries. But you can't go on without talking about Aaliyah Lynn as well. She's been equally dangerous with 22 points and 4 points. They've just been unstoppable.
And the Cinderella Spartans, Darian, they look pretty good as well.
Well, and their road to get here to the CRCs was actually pretty bonkers. They only played in 1 qualifier, which is why I think a lot of us didn't expect for MiraCosta to bust out and show up for a D3 final, but they have. You've mentioned the try-scoring machines that are on the side, but Lucy Powell is really the heart and soul of this team. She said that she found rugby to try and fill a hole, and now she's putting people through them on a continual basis. She might not be the one leading the boards, but she's definitely leading the team, so she's something special to keep your eye on. And MiraCosta, I think that's one of a big reason why they got here was through Powell.
100%. I mean, some fantastic players on both sides. Piper Lee, she's so physical. She almost has to be careful because she's picked up a couple yellow cards. She is so bone crunching in those tackles. But let's go ahead and make some picks here. Wendy, who do you like in this final, and tell us why?
Yeah, I got to go with the Colorado Mines. I think they're going to take it with Lee and Lynn.
Zach?
Yeah, so MiraCosta has killed me. I picked them to lose in the first round, and they have obviously taken that personally. But I don't know if I can pick them here because mine is so good. They're so young, so dynamic, so many playmakers, so well coached. And you have Piper Lee on that sideline and Leah Lynn gutting it out. I'm going to go with the Ore Diggers as well.
I mean, we saw mine score whenever they only had 6 people on the pitch, so I think that they have more than enough to get it done. MiraCosta has had quite the run, but I think the Colorado School of Mines stops it here.
Look, I couldn't agree with you more. Leah Lynn, she was injured for that national championship win in the fall, and while it was fun, I think it really kind of gutted her to not be on the field with her teammates. You can bet, and she was the one who scored that try when they were down a man during Piper's yellow card. If she's able to win this thing, she'll be singing the loudest because the Orediggers sing when they win. And if they're the ones to do it, that's my pick. I've got the Orediggers singing us off the field at the end of the Women's Division III National Championship. What a great game. It's the first of 4 national championships coming your way. Let's go right to it, guys. When we come back, the Women's D3 National Championship.
If you're on the fence of going on a tour, get over the fence. Go on the tour, reach out to Rugby Travel Ireland. They've been incredible to work with. They've been so kind, so knowledgeable, and just so professional throughout the whole process. So I cannot endorse them enough. It's been an incredible experience here on the ground. The girls are having an amazing time, and so am I. So if you're thinking about it, just make the commitment, do it, and we'll see you here. We are having a rugby tour in Newcastle, England with the All-Americans from NCR, and we're having an incredible time. So these tours are so incredibly important for our All-Americans because they get to up their skills by having coaches that they don't normally work with, teach them new skills, new drills, new ways to apply their points of difference in the game. They get to experience a new culture out here, new foods. I'm sure most of them haven't had beans on toast ever, and they're definitely experiencing that here, but they're also getting a chance to watch players that they look up to playing in the Women's Rugby World Cup here in England, which is incredibly important for them to see these people, because if you could see it, you can be it, and we are so happy that our athletes can see the Eagles, and I know they also want to be the Eagles, so this is a massive opportunity for them. Consistency on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Division III championship time at the Collegiate Rugby Championship. It all comes down to this. The MiraCosta College Spartans will take on the Colorado School of Mines Orediggers. John Broker with Phaedra Knight bringing you this D3 championship. You see MiraCosta right there getting ready to start this matchup. MiraCosta undefeated as you have to be. Put on 68 points, had about half that many scored on them. They were a surprise to many people. They didn't play a lot of qualifiers, but they have done well with wins over Christopher Newport, Drury, and Colby in the semis to bring the Spartans to this moment. The Orediggers, a little more well-known, 78 points, just let in 17. That's 1 converted try and 2 others. Their road to this Division III championship matchup is Loyola of Maryland, East Stroudsburg, and then Endicott, the Gulls in the semis. You see them ready to kick off here. We're going to hand out a medal in the next 14 minutes. John Broker, Phaedra Knight bringing you this action. MiraCosta ready to get this one underway. Colorado School of Mines running from left to right on your screen, kicking this one off, and we're going to bring in Phaedra just a moment. Ball drops in behind MiraCosta. That's a key player, Heavenly Afaesi, but it gets knocked out by one of the Colorado School of Mines players, so it's going to be a MiraCosta ball, Phaedra.
Yeah, MiraCosta ball, and they start the match like they've been playing all weekend long, quite physical, putting the bodies in there. And a key, I think, for the Colorado Mines in this match is going to be to get possession and get that ball wide. They're going to have to use their pace on the outside because they probably will have a more difficult time going through this very physical MiraCosta squad.
Yeah, MiraCosta is physical. There's Piper Lee, the key player for this team, as well as Leah Lynn. Leah Lynn, major in that semifinal for the Orediggers. Around the corner they go. That's Amy Sessions. She gets dragged down. Big hit coming in from MiraCosta. Trying to move this ball quickly into Piper Lee's hands. Piper Lee has a runner on the outside and gets it there. Gregerson from Colorado Springs, Colorado, takes that one in there inside the 22. Trying to put some pressure on are the Spartans of MiraCosta. Again, good continuity here. This was off a stolen line out for the Ore Diggers. Is there room around the side? Aaliyah Lynn spots it. She's headed for that side. Aaliyah Lynn is going to head towards the try line. She's there. She's in. She's over. Referee going to have a quick word with the assistant. And try awarded. First points here to Colorado School of Mines, Phaedra.
Yeah, and this is the way you do it, right? If you're Colorado Mines, you're getting that ball on the outside. Aaliyah Lynn has been nothing short of fantastic all weekend long. Between she and Piper Lee, they've carried this team as they get across the line, and it's just been very impressive to see the energy and the invigorating like runs that they put up here.
Conversion is no good, so the Colorado School of Mines Ore Diggers from Golden, Colorado will restart us here with a kick. Colorado School of Mines, coached by Dan Roeder and Mariana Moreau. MiraCosta Kaluniusi. Ross Mountain is the coach of the Spartans from Oceanside, California. We are about to get underway. Again, a restart coming. Short kick, well taken by MiraCosta. Time for them to put some offense together. 5 points to make up. Scoring a little more across the team on this MiraCosta team. Piper Lee accounts for a lot of the tries here for this Colorado School of Mines. So they've got threats across here. Do MiraCosta. We'll see what they can get to. Play a little tight at times. There's a wraparound. Get the ball outside there to Borrego. She's been in the try zone. She puts on the wheel. She's got Piper Lee to deal with. Piper Lee gets the ball down in and over that. Did she do so legally? She did. Turnover. It is ball here to the Colorado School of Mines. And here goes Piper Lee. Piper Lee was that tackler 10. Referee says no. They have another advantage. Left hand they go. They're coming down the right-hand side of the field for them. Little handoff there. They're not going to want that advantage. They're not going to keep that advantage. They get themselves to the ground. Good work there to get that ball up in the air from Gregerson. Gregerson gets it up to Amy Sessions. A hard-working Amy Sessions done a lot of the work for this Mines team. Across the field they come. Get the ball in a little bit of space there. Right through the middle. They try to go there, but LaVale is taken down. Ball back in Aaliyah Lynn's hands. Little pass over the top. Did it go forward eventually? A ref has the arm out. Yes, it did. MiraCosta, this is their advantage. An opportunity right at their 40-meter line. Advantage is over quickly on that. We are going to move ahead here, and there is Borrego. Laura Borrego gets in, but quickly over the ball come the School of Mines. That player definitely not 10. Somebody maybe going to the bin. There is an advantage here. Aaliyah Lynn breaks through. Gets the ball up into the hands of Caroline Landers. Landers hands that one off. They're coming through the middle of the field. LaVale gets that again. Aaliyah Lynn gets that to Piper Lee. Piper Lee skates by one. Piper Lee is headed for the try line. And Piper Lee is going to get across. The Jackson, Wyoming sophomore touches down another 5 for the Ore Diggers.
Well, there wasn't a more fitting finale to that series of play. Piper Lee started that drive with the steal in the ruck, and then she ends up being the recipient, doing some work here to evade her defender. Look at her cutting in. Didn't take it out of third gear, didn't have to. And that's the key, right? The key is to create enough chaos on attack that you misalign this Spartans defense, and then it opens up these gaps.
7th try on the weekend. Piper Lee, 10-0. School of Mines lead. Just under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Collegiate Rugby Championship, National Collegiate Rugby's Major Sevens event. Going on all weekend long. This will be the final matches as MiraCosta tries to get things going. Tackle coming in there on Heavenly Afaesi from Oceanside, California, but she is going to power forward. Afaesi has been fascinating to watch this weekend. Combination of pace and power and that rugby IQ. That one knocks off of the hands of Borrego. So we'll come back. It's going to be a scrum here to the Colorado School of Mines.
Yeah, the School of Mines is pressurous defense. They got a couple of people down, tending to them.
Stop the clock here so far. A couple players just a little slow to get up. Long weekend here at the Collegiate Rugby Championship. This would be your 4th game in 2 days. Wear and tear on the body. One of the things, Phaedra, you would know from the Sevens tournament.
Yeah, I played several of those, and during my time, we were doing, sometimes up to 6 games a day. So, yeah, it's certainly not that was not ideal and not safe, but we've learned and we've evolved, and we're now at 2 games a day, which is a bit more like it.
Yeah, 2 to 3 about right, I'd say, in these tournaments. Makes much more sense. 7-minute halves. We are 30 seconds to go in the first one. Here come the School of Mines. Aaliyah Lynn has done such a great job, and there's Piper Lee. The space just opens up. She needs no invitation. Piper Lee in for her 2nd in a row.
Well, when you put up such a strong defensive stand, as the Mines have done, it opens up these gaps when the ball is in your hands, and the attack here doing a great job of getting accurate passes to hands, and the timing of this run, hitting that line. Piper Lee, so much experience, so much talent for this Colorado Mines team, turns it on as she breaks the line, and she crosses the whitewash.
Kick is good, and we are going to go to halftime here with a strong lead for the Ore Diggers of the Colorado School of Mines. They're up 17-0 over MiraCosta. We'll come back with the second half in just a moment.
Colorado School of Mines.
Consistency on 3. 1, 2, 3.
a shorter sevens trip in the spring, but nothing abroad that I've been a part of. So this is a much bigger step up for everyone. You learn a lot, the players learn a lot, they learn about themselves probably more so than anything else, but it's a great way to get the guys coming together, you know. We had a mix of A-side, B-side, forwards, backs, experienced, unexperienced, and they're all a lot closer now than they were before. From the game, from the experience, from seeing a new country all together. It was great. It's great to see them all come together.
Bring them.
17-0. Colorado School of Mine leads over MiraCosta. John Broker with Rugby Hall of Famer Phaedra Knight bringing the second half action. A lot of work to do here for the Spartans of MiraCosta, Phaedra.
Yeah, a lot of work indeed, man. They're down 17 points, and the Mines carry so much momentum coming out of that first half. It's a great finish, 2-try performance for Piper Lee. It's going to be difficult to shut them down, but if anybody can do it, it's the Spartans.
Spartans are going to get us started running from left to right on your screen this half. Ball comes down into the hands of Sessions from Pasadena, California. Gets knocked back by a MiraCosta player, so it should be their ball. Colorado School of Mines were on the ground there, but referee says legally. So the School of Mines trying to get off to a good start in this second half. Heavenly Messi has other ideas, puts in a strong tackle, trying to drive off of that ball. But here comes Lynn, such an important playmaker for this team. Piper Lee Back inside, ball is held. They're going to keep that one alive. Here's Lynn. Steady hands, thinks about taking into contact, and is just going to keep moving things. Working here are the Ore Diggers. Ore Diggers need a distributor and have it now. Down this right-hand side, Piper Lee gets it, a little flat-footed. Now she breaks. Piper Lee across midfield. This may be a first try of the second half, and this might be 3 in a row for this player. Here goes Piper Lee. No one in shot, headed towards the line. Piper Lee, I'm running out of superlatives, standing in the try zone. Touches it down. Another try here for the School of Mines, looking for this Division III championship medal.
Yeah, Piper Lee, impressive hat trick. Opens up the stride, but just does the dirty work to evade the defense. Good footwork, actually quite impressive footwork to get out of the confusion and congestion, and then goes virtually untouched. Take a look here. Just breaks through the tackle, turns out. Knows she's got the pace on the outside, and just absolutely floors it.
3 in a row for Lee. The kick was good. They move ahead on the scoreboard as well. School of Mines will restart this one. MiraCosta down 24-0. 5 minutes to go. Would need some points pretty quickly. That ball doesn't go 10, but MiraCosta is going to play it anyway. Ball coming there through Olsen. Olsen gets the ball away. Big bump off. Piper Lee has to make a second effort at that tackle. But MiraCosta still on it. That was Fasa that put that big contact in for MiraCosta. Little wrestling match between Afa Essie and Piper Lee. We're going to see who comes up with this ball. Referee telling School of Mines to release that. MiraCosta off with the ball. Good work there by Lucy Powell. Lucy Powell gets hauled down to the 22. In quickly is Aaliyah Lynn. What work to get back and come in from right at the back of that contact area to secure that steal. We've got 2 players to this right-hand side. They're inside their 22. A little pressure on School of Mines right now. They're going to have to get their offense reset. That ball spills. Down to the ground they go. Sessions. There's room on this right-hand side. That ball nearly spills. Little pass over the back. It is in the hands of Gregerson. Gregerson, the senior, in a foot race here and caught by Olsen. Olsen hooks in the big contact. Gregerson tries to get that ball back, but spills it forward. We'll come back. It should be a scrum here for the MiraCosta Spartans.
Yeah, and that was great defense, actually, by the Spartans. Just didn't give up, kept pressuring that ruck to create that knock-on. They've got quite a deficit to overcome, but they aren't giving up, and that's something that's quite admirable at this stage of the game. It's the last game of the weekend. You know the bodies are tired, the legs are tired, the lungs are full. But they're still at it. They're still at it.
MiraCosta, ball in hand. Into the scrub. Ore Diggers looking to put a little power on that. MiraCosta going to go right to the boot here. Try to get a foot race. Ball rolls into the try zone. Touchdown there by Leah Lynn. Leah Lynn from Wellington, Colorado.
Can you still hear me? Excellent.
Referee just discussing communications. There was scrum here since it was touched down in the try zone. It's going to be a scrum for the Colorado School of Mines. 95 meters to go for another score. Up 24-0 in this championship Division III matchup. Division II will be coming up next. It'll be the Coast Guard Academy versus Colorado Mesa University. Mavericks versus the Bears. But right now we're in D3. MiraCosta trying to drive this one through. School of Mines. Lynn gets it to the boot, puts it in the middle of the field. Could be dangerous. MiraCosta is going to bring that one down. Piper Lee trying to get it over, but cannot steal that one. Has to keep their hands away. Ball back into the hands of Lucy Powell. Left-hand side they go. Get the ball into Seggio's hands. Seggio gets turned over there, just not quick enough. Piper Lee immediately calling for a scrum here. Minute 45 on the clock, Phaedra. They can wind down some time with this.
Yeah, Piper Lee with the clearly the experience and knowledge to how to properly manage the game at this stage. Up 24 points, less than 2 minutes to play, vying for a title here, and that's just good heads-up play. They can taste the cup. They can taste the victory.
They can certainly taste the victory.
Crouch. Burn. Set.
Ball in for School of Mines. MiraCosta trying to drive it. They would love some points on the board, but it comes up into the hands of Lynn. She's going off to this left-hand side. Piper Lee trailing. A deserved run here. Another player coming in, dances right through, gives the ball to Piper Lee. Piper Lee is going to take on the three defenders that were converging there on Lynn, but they'll get that ball back nonetheless. Ball comes across. Into the hands of Jade LaVale. LaVale.
Good. No, you're off your feet. No more way.
Player from
17, you're off feet.
MiraCosta was off of their feet, so it's going to be a penalty. Colorado School of Mines.
I cannot hear Andy, so just call it in if you need. My mic's not working. That's perfect. We have an injury. Time is off.
Another injury here, 25 or 30 seconds to go. Player's going to get attended to here.
No, just hands in. You're good. We're good?
So back will be a penalty to the School of Mines, Phaedra.
Time is in.
Yeah, and this will be the last, I'm assuming, the last play.
Hands in. Oh, we've asked for scrum.
See how it ends up, but obviously Colorado School of Mines, exceptional job in the shutout in the final. Piper Lee stepped up 3 tries. Aaliyah Lynn adding on 1 as well, just dominating this match.
Certainly have. It has been a fantastic match, and it is going to go to Colorado School of Mines. Referee has said this is the last play. So we will take this on. MiraCosta, last shot here. Lynn is going to kick that in a touch. Such a good tournament she's had. That's the whistle. That's the final whistle. And your Division III champions in the Premier Division are the Colorado School of Mines Ore Diggers.
Colorado School of Mines Ore Diggers.
Phaedra, what a game from this Ore Diggers team. Just from wire to wire, they have been excellent.
Yeah, they have. They've stuck together as a team. They've had some adversity all weekend long, for sure. But look at them. The last game of the day, the one that mattered the most, the Cup final, they pulled it through, and they are so deserving of the celebration.
There you have the Ore Diggers team there. MiraCosta, everything to be proud of. The trophy has been handed out here at the Collegiate Rugby Championship. You see what it means to this Ore Diggers team. They'll be back in Golden, Colorado to celebrate tomorrow. What a wonderful win for this Colorado School of Mines team.
We lost comms. Yeah.
Ore Diggers win this one. We're going to go up to our friends at the College Rugby Show for some review and preview of the next one.
What an incredible contest. The Colorado School of Mines doubling up 15 champions in the fall, 7 national champions here in the spring. Zach, what a great final there.
It was really awesome. That game delivered. It was kind of a blowout. I think we all picked Mines, and we all were right on that. We know our stuff, but you saw the little bit in the beginning. MiraCosta might have what it takes to match their physicality. They had some big hits on Piper Lee. They were zeroing in on her because they knew what a danger player she was. But whenever they got the ball outside for Mines, they couldn't keep up with that. Their physicality, their fitness levels were higher for Mines, and you saw that on display. Piper Lee scores to put them up 10-0. Aaliyah Lynn, her dynamic dual partner, put Piper through a gaping hole in the defense to go up 15-0, and then Piper did it herself, taking it about 60 meters, 70 meters with that speed, showing it off there. So that was really the difference there for Colorado School of Mines over MiraCosta, that fitness and that explosive nature of the athletes on that team.
And primetime Piper Lee's 3 tries. I mean, she earned the nickname. She earned the Player of the Year award in the fall. She is now the Player of the Year and the MVP of this final here. Her trophy cabinet is really starting to fill up, isn't it, Wendy?
It is, absolutely. I think Piper Lee has just shown, she earned the nickname. She's here for it, and just being an absolute athlete. We saw in her semifinal that she did get that yellow card, but then came back on, scored 2 tries, and just was like, that doesn't matter. Next.
She rolls up those sleeves to let you know what she's working with, doesn't she?
Because have you seen the guns on Piper Lee? Excuse me. I would also be rolling up my sleeves any chance that I got if I had biceps and shoulders like that.
Well, that was our first national championship game of the day. We got 3 more on the trot for you. Next is Division II. Darian, what a contest.
Yeah, Coast Guard should be feeling pretty confident after quite the win over Coastal Carolina. It was 30-0. They shut them out, and Jaws were literally on the floor. I saw Kate Boggs in the stand. She just signed with the Boston Banshee. She's here to support, but she's got a doppelganger out there, Anna Gradell. They also both do pedal to the metal, but Anna Gradell, I mean, picked up the sport recently and has just really shown, added a lot of points there, was really instrumental in that second half finish to kind of cut off any options. I mean, they are looking to really compete for the championships. They won it last year in 7s, doing it now in 15s. They'd love to put the cherry on top with the 7s title alone. And then looking at Colorado Mesa, I mean, they come in a little bit underrated here. We saw them take down Eau Claire, which, I mean, Zach was trying to steal my sweatshirt for the Eau Claire, Go Claire. And now, I mean, we're just seeing them kind of open up the space, really fly high. Chloe Coop loves to fly the coop. She's fast as all get out. It looks like she's flying half of the time. But one person who you really need to keep an eye out for is Reese Williams. Reese Williams can execute a 3v1 like no other. Such a selfless player, so good in the thick of it. She's really that calm before the storm that I think they're going to need to go against Coast Guard.
You mentioned Kate Boggs. She was the D2 Player of the Year from Fall 15s. Now she's playing Pro 15s. Zach, tell us who is on the pitch and who's doing great for Coast Guard.
Right, that's the story of this tournament is who's going to step up and replace her. You have some really names that have done that this weekend. Mirabella Ruane, a physical presence for Coast Guard. Carly Woolham, that dynamic scrum half, keeps that offense ticking forward. But it really has been Gradell who's been that X factor. Coming over from basketball, she's a smooth, fluid athlete, and you see that on the pitch. She's going to be a superstar.
Final thoughts on this game here, Wendy?
Yeah, really excited. When we look at Colorado Mesa, Bentley Sayart has to be in the names that we're talking about. An absolute engine for this Mavs offense all weekend, leading with 26 points, 4 tries, 3 crucial conversions, but also Nevaeh Steele and Kaylee Burns. They're going to provide that physical presence that Colorado Mesa is going to need to make this run.
Well, guys, no further ado. The Women's Division II National Championship Final coming your ways. We got the Coast Guard Bears, the Colorado Mesa Mavericks, right when we come back.
It's been so much fun. I love getting to meet people from different schools and different experiences. It's been surreal with everything that we've gotten to do here.
I think my favorite memory has to be the flag bearing before the World Cup ceremony, like getting to walk out there with teammates and bear our country's flag before watching our country play in the World Cup was an insane moment for me personally. One of my favorite memories is probably the bus ride back after we won our first game. It was kind of quick right after we got here, but we bonded really quick with everyone and it was a lot of fun and we celebrated and had a great ride back.
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show. The fall season is upon us. We have a brand new division, now 4 men's divisions, 4 women's divisions. We've had that in 7s. We're going to be coming to you once every other week here in this video podcast form.
I'm excited for a season of telling college rugby's best stories.
We deserve to be here. We're going to keep, representing.
That was, to me, the biggest testament for the future of the game.
We wanted as a team to get experience. It was something that we sat together last semester in the fall, and we decided, it would be beneficial getting to see different parts of the culture that everybody has here and how welcoming everybody was has been a real highlight for me too.
We got a lot of guys that come to Northeastern all around the country and have different levels of playing, and they become lifelong friends by the time they leave Northeastern, and these trips are kind of where those memories are built.
I mean, it's an absolutely great experience. I would highly recommend. A lot of planning involved, but if you get it done, it could be some of the best moments of your life.
It's time to hand out a medal for the D2 National Championship of the Collegiate Rugby Championships here in our nation's capital. That is the Coast Guard Academy Bears taking the field. They'll be taking on Colorado Mesa University, the Mavericks from Grand Junction, Colorado. They have battled their way in a winner-takes-all tournament to this moment. It is the Coast Guard Academy. They beat Texas San Antonio, then Bowling Green and Coastal Carolina in the semis. A convincing road to this championship matchup. Coast Guard scoring coming across the team. They have put some points on the board. Colorado Mesa to get here, South Florida. Roger Williams and University of Wisconsin Eau Claire. Chloe Coop right there has 3 tries on the weekend. One of 2 more high-flying players that get the points, but it's a hard-working team. I am John Broker. I'm joined by Isabella Corral for this D2 championship. Isabella, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. These teams are ready. Guys, we got the Coast Guard coming back looking for their second Sevens national title here, while Colorado Mesa is coming in for their first.
That one doesn't go 10 for Colorado Mesa, so we're going to go back to a free kick. So close there, but these fine margins in championship games are what you have to deal with. Coast Guard Academy from New London, Connecticut. Take that one up. That's Ruan. She's a powerful player. She's added a lot of go forward to this team, but that ball just spills off of Carvajal Hartog. We're going to come back to a scrum here for Colorado Mesa, the Mavericks.
On the knock-on, it'll be a scrum.
Yeah, Mirabella, your number 3 girl coming in. She is a senior now, which means she's going to leave everything she has on the pitch, really taking charge this year and driving the Coast Guard team forward.
Ball coming in here from Colorado Mesa. Move this one into the center of the field. They're going to go for the kick. Little change of tactics here. But look at Coop, the legs pumping, trying to get down there. Back on the ball is going to go Riddell, leading try scorer for the Coast Guard Academy, but then it winds up in Coop's hands. Penalty as the Coast Guard Academy get in and over that one, and they go quickly. Interesting tactic we may see again from Colorado Mesa. Here come the Bears. Coast Guard Academy into contact. Coop again has done a lot of work for this team in the first 30 seconds or so. Coast Guard need to keep this one alive, losing a little bit down ground. Riddell. She's from New London, Connecticut, where the academy is located. A little push forward there. Carvajal Hartog, but she used that forearm, so it's going to be a penalty here. And here goes Colorado Mesa. Colorado Mesa on the run. Kaylee Burns from Denver, Colorado. Quick ball up and around the corner. Can she get away? It's Coop with ball in hand. Pass came in from Kaylee Burns. A key one to watch. Playmaker on this team. So not releasing another penalty here for Colorado Mesa. Coast Guard has to back up. Going to go right into these players. I would say not 10 there, but we'll see what the referee says. We're coming across Colorado Mesa. Looking at the line. Can they get there? Little handoff. There's a player out wide. They've made it a bit tougher on themselves. Fighting for it at the line. Held up so far. Referee will call it so. But different from a 15 rugby game, it would be a scrum. We're going to come back to that not 10 penalty. Isabella, great opportunity here for Colorado Mesa.
Definitely. I mean, Coop definitely had it there on the edge, trying to push it back in. A good recyclement use of players while they come back in here and try to do it again, so close to their try zone.
Kaylee Burns has ball in hand, another Denver native. Getting towards that line. You don't want to get caught up in there. Fight coming in from the Coast Guard Academy, but with a hand. Coast Guard Academy is going to have to be careful down here. Here comes Kaylee Burns. She's over. Kaylee Burns going to touch down. 5 points for Colorado Mesa University. The Mavericks take the lead in this Division II championship matchup.
If there's one thing you could count on here, it's the fact that Kaylee Burns will be physical, and she dives right on in, knows how close she is, and just takes it on in. No matter how many players they have on her, it's going to take a multitude of Coast Guard girls to bring her down.
Here for our ball handlers.
Kick to come here.
Here we go, ladies.
We have 30 seconds, so the referee just keeps an eye on it. That one is going to slide to the right of the post, so we're going to stay at 5-0. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Great start there for Colorado Mesa. Kaylee Burns gets us going. Colorado Mesa will restart as we see Marley King from Elk Mound, Wisconsin on this Coast Guard lineup. Coast Guard into contact through Reagan Doyle. Rough ball, Colorado Mesa trying to fight for it. It's up in Coast Guard hands. Battle around the breakdown as they get the ball out wide. It's out into the hands of Riddell. Leading try scorer, that one knocked on in the pass. Just a little over anxious there from this Bears team from Coast Guard. Scrum here for Colorado Mesa.
How's everybody doing?
Yeah, a lot of bodies getting thrown in for the Coast Guard. They did a good job, though, recycling those players, but got held up in the process. Colorado Mesa is definitely bringing that pressure. If there's one thing they can do is cause a real overload on a 3-on-1 situation.
Kaylee Burns sees the right-hand side. She gets through one, looking for somebody to pass to, and finds Carpiel, and in the corner. Have they scored? Yes, they have. Genevieve Carpiel from Fort Collins, Colorado. Touches down another 5 points, 10-0 Colorado Mesa. The team that people were surprised getting to this level are here now.
Carpiel absolutely peeling around these Coast Guard girls. You watch them try to jersey tackle her to the ground, but it's going to take a lot more than that to bring her on down if it is not in the try zone. Great swing there, offload from Cooper into the hands. Once again, Carpiel, and she just takes it on home for her team.
Great work there. National Collegiate Rugby's Collegiate Rugby Championship. This is the D2. Remember, we have D1 AA and the Premier Championship coming after this. All the action on NCR TV and the All Women's Sports Network, AWSN. Stay tuned throughout the day. Free kick, that one didn't go 10. Been a bit of a sore spot for this Colorado Mesa team. And the Coast Guard looking to make up some of these points before halftime. Plenty of time. Ruan tries to go around the corner. They're going to go straight through with this one. There was a crossing penalty there, so one player got in front of another on this Coast Guard team. Wide, they have runners out here. We'll see if they get it there. Coop is the speedster. Coop shows one way. She's going to loop around. They should straighten this one up, and they do. Bentley Stayard, another big scorer for this team. As Coop gets the ball down. Big pressure coming on there from Jasmine Mendez. But Colorado Mesa able to maintain this one. Here goes Burns. Thought she saw the space open up, but drew in a couple defenders, gets the pass away. Try scorer Carpiel. Coast Guard in and over. But hands on the ground, and the first player not rolling away, so the jackler was okay. Person tried to roll away, but the tackler didn't roll away quick enough. Again, we go down this right-hand side. Looking to put some speed on there. Not going to quite make it around there was Nevaeh Steele. So it's going to be a line out here for Coast Guard. 40 seconds to go, Isabella. Coast Guard could use a try before half.
They really could. I mean, Mesa is coming in out of nowhere. They have fought tooth and nail this entire tournament, this entire season to make it here, and they're showcasing their capabilities of why they deserve to win.
Coast Guard tries to go short. Referee says it's okay so far, but it comes back to Colorado Mesa, and they put in more points before the half. And they're just going to chip that one in. So that's the halftime. Colorado Mesa University, the Mavericks, leading the Bears of the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. 10-0. We'll step aside for halftime. We'll be right back.
Colorado Mesa on top 10-0 over Coast Guard.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready, up.
Video captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby! If you're on the fence of going on a tour, get over the fence. Go on the tour, reach out to Rugby Travel Ireland. They've been incredible to work with. They've been so kind, so knowledgeable, and just so professional throughout the whole process. So I cannot endorse them enough. It's been an incredible experience here on the ground. The girls are having an amazing time, and so am I. So if you're thinking about it, just make the commitment, do it, and we'll see you here. We are having a rugby tour in Newcastle, England with the All-Americans from NCR, and we're having an incredible time. So these tours are so incredibly important for our All-Americans because they get to up their skills by having coaches that they don't normally work with, teach them new skills, new drills, new ways to apply their points of difference in the game. They get to experience a new culture out here, new foods. I'm sure most of them haven't had beans on toast ever, and they're definitely experiencing that here, but they're also getting a chance to watch players that they look up to playing in the Women's Rugby World Cup here in England, which is incredibly important for them.
The Colorado Mesa University Mavericks lead 10-0 over the United States Coast Guard Academy Bears in this Collegiate Rugby Championship D2 final. Look at the excitement on Colorado Mesa. They are ready to play. They had all the scoring, both tries this first half, unusual for the Bears. So this is going to be a unique and interesting second half. These Coast Guard Academy Bears will fight to the end. John Broker with Isabella Corral for this. Isabella, excitement on hand.
So much excitement. We're seeing Coast Guard battle it out, wanting to maintain their title from last year, but it's looking like Mesa is giving them a run for their money in the second half.
With an academy team, one of the things you don't have to worry about is fitness. So will that play a factor as this goes on? Colorado Mesa move this one down the right-hand side. First ball to them. Kickoff came from the Bears. Just cutting back in, keeping the ball alive. Move it out a little bit to that right-hand side. Kaylee Burns. Now it's out into the hands of Nevaeh Steele from Fruita Park, Colorado. Sorry. Colorado Mesa looking for some space. Good job keeping the ball alive. Here's Coop. Can she get around the corner? Not that time. Middle of the field. Coast Guard defense doing a good job coming across there and staying solid. Now they're out to the wing. That ball seemed to be spilled forward. We'll come back here. It is going to be a Coast Guard scrum.
You know, one thing that the Coast Guard is doing very well is they're locking down their centers, kind of forcing Mesa to use those outer wings, which is causing a lot of push and pull from the teams. They're starting to lock down as they're realizing now we're entering that second half where Coast Guard has to make up some points here if they want to maintain and get themselves into this game.
Coast Guard set to put this one in. Marley King, Elk Mound, Wisconsin. They had a big drive there from Colorado Mesa. Colorado Mesa, great job. Well coached there. Jennifer Morrison, Mackenzie Lewis, as Coast Guard Academy trying to make a big break here. You can see how well coached this Colorado Mesa team is. Everybody on the same page. That spills from Coast Guard, so it's a scrum advantage here. They have one or two phases to see what happens. And it would be their ball. Advantage is over. Colorado Mesa went for the kick, but it was blocked. Coast Guard Academy tipped forward off the hands in the effort there. So it'll be a scrum here for Colorado Mesa. Isabella, dangerous tactic there for this Colorado Mesa team.
It is, but at the same time, you know, they have the speed on those edges. They know if they can get that grubber all the way out, they can make those runs possibly over the Coast Guard. Like you said, these are two very physical teams, well fit coming into this final competition, and now it's about rugby IQ.
Colorado Mesa go for the kick again. Here comes Coop. Look at the speed. It's a foot race right now being won by the Coast Guard Academy's Jasmine Mendez. Mendez from Cromwell, Connecticut, holds her feet until some teammates get there, but Coast Guard now under territorial pressure inside their own 22. Colorado Mesa trying to get through there. It's going to be an advantage here for Colorado Mesa. Can get the knee to the ground here, they can restart. A lot of defenders bunched around there. We will see what Mesa can do as the ball comes out to Reese Williams. They go to Coop on the end. Coop at 4'11", certainly plays like she's 6 foot tall. Gets that ball, comes around the corner. They get it back. Coop again. Coop looking for the corner. Hands off, trying to get dragged in. Good work skill-wise to keep that ball alive. Here comes Colorado Mesa. Ball handed up there. RPL, now it's slid inside. Great try coming. That is Kaylee Burns, so well deserved. Colorado Mesa scores the first one of the second half. 3.5 minutes to go. Division II championship leaning towards Colorado Mesa right now.
Such a team effort there on the right edge. There are definitely moments where There's so many players getting caught up in the bunch that the ball doesn't make it to hand the way they need to, but they hit the mark every time, center dead in the chest. And those tiny little things, those little moments allow players like Kaylee Burns and Chloe Coop and Reese Williams to capitalize on those runs and then score tries for their team and do it beautifully. That was a well-run and well-oiled machine for Colorado Mesa.
3 minutes ago, Colorado Mesa, that conversion was good. So they're at 17-0, giving themselves some breathing room. Work to do here for this Coast Guard team. All intent coming forward there from Mirabella Ruan from Needville, Texas. Back in the hands, direct straight running from Coast Guard. Going to use the power right now. Player getting dragged down right at halfway. Clean ball coming back. Player rolled away enough to make the referee happy. Coast Guard at halfway, looking to get it outside. Coop will definitely have the speed to get there, but it has to deal with the power of Anna Gradell. Anna Gradell, we're going to come back.
And it's a penalty for not releasing.
And it's not releasing against Coop, so it's going to be a penalty here for the Coast Guard Academy. 2 minutes to go. Ruan looking straight ahead. Are the players in there quickly enough? Colorado Mesa trying to rip that one away. Little pick and go coming. Disruption from Colorado Mesa. The side opens up. Can Ruan get there? Hauled towards touch, but not in touch, but spilled forwards with their own 5-meter line. Be a scrum here for Colorado Mesa. They'll take a little time off the clock. It's going to be 95 meters to go for them.
It's a powerful push from Mirabella. You could see them trying to work it along the edge. She just tries to blow through Coop right there, but she just gets dragged down. Gorgeous pop out, but she didn't have the support in the exact position she needed her. So we're going to get into the scrum right here and see what the Coast Guard can do with it with 1 minute and a little bit of change left on the clock.
There's that tactic, and here's the foot race on again. Chipped ahead. That player was tackled without the ball. I believe we're going to have a penalty try and a yellow card. So yellow card there to Rivera. Not what they needed. Mendez, sorry, not what they needed.
Colorado Mesa is just pulling out penalties.
Excuse me, Isabella.
Yeah, watching that again, you see it right here, just that little kick, and it's a grab and pull. So it's going to be, like you said, a penalty on the Coast Guard. And the way that Colorado Mesa has been able to pull penalties out of the Coast Guard is so impressive and well executed.
17-0. One player up, our Colorado Mesa. A bit on the angry side there is Victoria Royal, as they're just fending them off with 50 seconds to go. Colorado Mesa trying to see this one out. I was surprised that last one wasn't a penalty try, to be honest. The player had kicked that forward with a clear sprint, but the referee is back. We're going to penalize Coast Guard. Going to be a championship here for Colorado Mesa. I don't think anyone of them predicted a shutout against a Coast Guard Academy. Time winding down. Division II trophy waiting on the sideline. NCR bringing all this action. It's going to be D1 AA after this. Coop slowed it up, done a lot of work this weekend. Into touch, and that is that. It is a championship here for Colorado Mesa, the Mavericks. They are your Collegiate Rugby Championship Division II winners. Isabella, what a game for this Mavericks team.
What a game, but also what a season. They have built a backbone and a structure and a foundation within their rugby program and brought it all the way here to the CRCs and showcased why they deserve to be here, but more importantly, the type of girls that they bring to the pitch, to the team, pointing out Chloe Coop, Kaylee Burns, Reese Williams, your 14, 9, and 8, just smiling and bringing that joy with every step of the way. Yes, those were the girls that were able to score a majority of their tries, but this was a team effort. Colorado Mesa coming in with a gorgeous win today for the CRCs, taking home that women's D2 final championship. What a day.
See the trophy right there. Colorado Mesa, well-deserved D2 champions, getting their just rewards. What a game for Colorado Mesa. Coast Guard Academy gave it everything they had, just falling one short. We are going to go down to the field for an interview. Gigi, what's happening?
All right, everybody, here with Kaylee Burns, MVP. Kaylee, I see you celebrating with your team. What does this win mean for you?
This is so unreal. Like, I feel like I'm in a dream right now.
And is it everything that you dreamed of at the start of the season?
Oh, yes, 100%. I knew we could all do this if we all put our minds together.
And it seemed like you really relied on teamwork throughout the entire match. Can you talk about your team and how you came together today?
Well, as you can see, we have 10 girls, 9 healthy for this last game, and we just all love each other so much, and we just know that if we work together, we can get anything done, and that's what we did today.
Kaylee, we're going to go let you celebrate. Congrats on the win. Congrats on MVP.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to the desk. What an incredible Division II final. I tell you, we're on a Rocky Mountain high here in the Maryland Soccer Complex. 2 for 2 from the state of Colorado. The School of Mines winning D3, and now Colorado Mesa winning Division II. Darian, what a contest.
Yeah, what a contest. And are we done like picking jaws up off of the floor? That final was like a blowout from Colorado Mesa. We talked about Coop and we talked about Anderson making a difference, but Burns, the player of the final, you can see what it means to her, but I think whatever they gave it, the whole team rallied behind it. She worked her tail off. And Colorado Mesa, I mean, the state of Colorado right now really showing out here at the CRCs.
I don't think anybody expected an upset of this proportion. I mean, Coast Guard being held out of the tri-zone, shut out. No surprise, the Mavericks, but also a 4 seed. They came into this thing middle of the pack. Throughout the tournament, it was pretty obvious that they were one of the top teams. Well, let's just get into it a little bit more here. Zach, tell us a little bit more about this or the player of the final, Kaylee Burns. We'll spend some time on her.
We have to talk about Burns here, I think. I mean, she may not have done it all for the Mavericks at this one, but she has been there like the engine of this team throughout the tournament. 10 tries through 4 games is an unbelievable number of scores, and she has paced the field with that. She's just a dynamic athlete. She's got speed, got the pace on the wing, a true finisher through and through, and that has what has helped them on their Cinderella run here as a 4 seed, now being the top team in the nation in Division II.
That trophy for the MVP was about as big as she was. So she packs a lot of punch in that little body. All right, let's talk about women's D1 AA. We've got another national championship here coming up. It's going to be a fantastic one. Colorado State, they're going 3 for 3 here in the state of Colorado, Darian.
Oh, yeah, and I know it's kind of looking a little bit promising for them. Northeastern were a fan favorite going into the tournament, but now Colorado State will get a chance to get a piece of that pie, hopefully be able to bring it home. You see that their fans are rolling deep here for the Rams, but they were a team that came over and they personally called us out for not picking them, and now they have a lot of motivation going into the tournament. They took out Colorado in that Rocky Mountain matchup. The difference maker was the soul of the Ram. Hunter McGowan leads with points, but it's Sierra Gallup who really impressed me there. Her chase down tackles, if she's got anything to say about it, she's basically the janitor, so she's going to clean up the defense, keep them out of line, make sure the Northeastern can't get in there. But, I mean, the connectivity as the Rams have started to rev up has really shown what this Colorado side has to offer.
Wendy, tell us, CS, who exactly are these Cinderella Rams that we have in the final here?
Yeah, the Rams, I'm so excited for them and their chance to be here. You know, we're talking a lot about these Colorado states and how they're just bringing it this weekend, and they have the chance to do something remarkable here. Ava Hughes is the one that I'm looking at, NCR All-American 15s for a reason, but she's got Lucia Hoffman to back her up as well.
And Zach, Northeastern, this is a team you know really well.
Yes, the team of destiny here. They are so good, so deep, so stacked, so many athletes. Probably none better than Courtney Bichot-Dunner, who has an absolute put the team on her back in the semifinal to get them here. They were struggling a little bit this weekend. Not as dominant as I thought they'd be, but she can hit on the outside. She can score. She's a finisher. But don't forget about Jolene Russell in the middle distributing. Don't forget about Mira Mahmoud, who's also out there, an athlete. Sydney Jocelyn delivering the big hits. There's so many people that I can talk about. Alex Peterson, if I have. It's an unending stream of talented sevens players for Northeastern, and so they have a really good shot of going for back-to-back here with championships.
Look, you can't mention Bichot-Dunner without mentioning she was the MVP of this tournament last year. I think she is well on her way to maybe collecting another MVP title. Should the Huskies come good, let's make our picks. Wendy, who do you like in D1 AA?
Yeah, I'm going for the Rams all the way.
Excellent. I don't know. They are the team. They're a surprise team here, and they really have gone all out of full court press to get us to pick that here. But I got to stick with my original Huskies pick. They're just too deep, too good.
I've got a shirt, and I promise that if we won despite the chill, I'm going to put it on. So I'm going to go Colorado State.
All right, look, I agree with you. Colorado State, it's a fantastic story. They were not that great. They were here last year. They didn't do particularly well. They go put that chip on their shoulder, and they've been grinding it off with win after win after win. They look great. They're excited to be in the final. But Bashote Dunner and Northeastern, just too much. I like the Huskies to win this one, but enough talking about it. We're going to go to commercial. When we come back, we're going to watch it right here on the All Women's Sports Network.
We are having a rugby tour in Newcastle, England with the All-Americans from NCR, and we're having an incredible time. So these tours are so incredibly important for our All-Americans because they get to up their skills by having coaches that they don't normally work with, teach them new skills, new drills, new ways to apply their points of difference in the game. They get to experience a new culture out here, new foods. I'm sure most of them haven't had beans on toast ever, and they're definitely experiencing that here, but they're also getting a chance to watch players that they look up to playing in the Women's Rugby World Cup here in England, which is incredibly important for them to see these people, because if you could see it, you can be it, and we are so happy that our athletes can see the Eagles, and I know they also want to be the Eagles, so this is a massive opportunity for them. Consistency on three. 1, 2, 3.
We usually do a shorter sevens trip in the spring, but nothing abroad that I've been a part of. So this is a much bigger step up for everyone. You learn a lot, the players learn a lot. They learn about themselves probably more so than anything else, but it's a great way to get the guys coming together. You know, we had a mix of A side, B side, forwards, backs, experienced, unexperienced, and they're all a lot closer now than they were before. From the game, from the experience, from seeing a new country all together. It was great. It's great to see them all come together.
And welcome back to the Collegiate Rugby Championships, your national championship game, Division I AA between Colorado State and Northeastern. My name is Lance Kavanaugh. I am joined in the booth by Isabella Corral. Isabella, these two teams fought a long, grueling season, but here they are, one match to go for all the marbles. Tell us about this game.
Oh, it's going to be an exciting one indeed, Lance. Bringing out Northeastern again. They were your 2025 CRC National D1 AA champs, and they're coming back here to prove a little something, winning it again if they can. But this matchup this year is going to be very good. Colorado State now kind of being in a little bit more of an underdog kind of position. They came last year pulling up some amazing things, and it's going to be a great game.
As we see the stat line on the board, 3-0 on the day, holding a point differential of 32 plus, able to handily win games. Look at these wins that they've run off today. And your Northeastern side going 3-0 as well, almost similar point differential, 25 to the plus, and running through a gauntlet of sides to get here, dancing and preparing for the biggest match of the year, taking wins against Utah State, Boise State, and Arizona State. And Northeastern has an even bigger task on their hands, trying to stop Colorado from taking 3 national championships here at the CRCs. We're all prepared. Referee is doing final checks. And just like that, we are underway, and your Division I AA CRC National Championship game. And Emily Shea holding down the middle, and kickoff given by Kay Burhall, and it is up, and we are prepared. Colorado State able to corral it, quick pitch, and around the weak side they go. Looks like she had an opportunity to keep it going, able to keep the ball inbounds, and with that dummy, Colorado State choosing to set up a ruck here right past center field. Defensive pressure from Northeastern is there. Tackle brought down immediately, and that ball is out. The pressure again from Northeastern side, able to bring down Colorado State almost immediately, and a weak side pick and go. We are off and running here. The physicality has already picked up, and not releasing is the call as Northeastern holds strong in their first defensive stand and able to get the penalty here. Choosing to slow it down just a bit, going for the scrum. You gotta love this option for the Northeastern side, Izzy.
Yeah, you really do. They've done amazing plays off of the scrum this entire tournament, and they're going to pull it again here if they swing it on out. We are having these two teams come in neck to neck for an intense game. You can hear the stands, you can hear the cheering, and more importantly, you can hear the power being driven from these women, and I'm so excited for what they're about to give us.
The energy is definitely here at the Maryland Soccerplex. Ball played out the back of the scrum and space on the bottom of the screen. How would they open it up? Defensive line from Colorado State shooting, closing the door, forcing a high wayward pass, and the ball barely touching that touch line. And we'll have our first line out of the game, Colorado State throw.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear so much noise and excitement coming around, but they got to tune it out right now and make those little things like passes hitting straight in the chest and getting on them. Courtney was going out for that long shot, but wasn't able to grab it. It's going to be ball and touch now, and it's Colorado State throwing it in.
Ball just hanging a little bit, no, not straight is the call. It looks like Northeastern will probably choose to go with the scrum as it's the better option for ball retention. And now Northeastern able to take the scrum right at the 15-meter line. And as they set up, you got to look out for some of these players from this Northeastern side. Courtney Dunner doing so much in that semifinal matchup earlier today. You got to look as a person to really put Northeastern up and above. Tackle made immediately at the scrum. Not even a chance to move the ball to the first receiver with Northeastern resources. And now they're back on attack. Colorado State bringing immense defensive pressure. Hunter McGowan able to bring the tackle down. And again, the pressure from this Colorado State side, always eager to get the ball. Choosing to go weak side, looping pass, and now Northeastern has a bit of a space to attack here. Nothing down the touchline. Colorado State able to resource themselves and hold that defensive line steady. Now the space is on the top of your screen. Will Northeastern be able to unlock? Shutting the door again is the winger on the top side for Colorado State. Forced to go back against the grain is Northeastern. Tackle made right around the 10-meter line. Northeastern's found a way to keep the ball close and able to retain possession, but just immediately diving in with a great opportunity to steal the ball. Sierra Gallup unable to get clean hands on the ball and not rolling away as the call by the referee.
Colorado is just drawing them in and forcing them to take those hits up the center. Northeastern trying to figure out what to do with it.
Looks like they tried to close the door again around the outside, but that leaves an overlap, and what could have been the first line break of the game turns into a forward pass. Colorado State breathing a sigh of relief, because if this pass goes, we might be looking at 5 points here.
Yeah, you can see Colorado State looking to kind of run up on that ball, possibly intercept it. Your number 14, Reed, trying to get that ball back away from Courtney, and it's going to be a call for a scrum right down there. Good movement. We still have no points on the board. It's just showcasing how intense both of these teams are playing.
Absolutely. Colorado State choosing to slam the door on that outside, shooting up, keeping them to play that wide game. And like you said, forced to run right up the middle to the hardest Colorado State's defense. Colorado State able to get the ball in the scrum. First ruck clean. Ball is released, and now we have a foot race. Can she turn a corner? No, dragged down in that 5-meter channel. And Northeastern looks like they have hands on ball. Absolutely great defense, able to make the tackle on the edge, find that isolated player, and take the ball away. Northeastern choosing scrum instead of going quick on the tap. But you gotta love the defensive intensity from both sides here.
Oh yeah, the second that Dunn and Russo get close together, one is able to tack him down super quick and the other is able to just pop that ball off and immediately go. We've seen this scrum once again. This is so much strength being exerted from these girls, but they have the power and they have the drive to make some great plays off of it. And overall, on both sides, both inside and outside, they are locking down those wings.
Offsides is the call. You gotta wait for the ball to be out of that scrum to cross the tunnel line, and now Northeastern's in attack. Hands will do it, and the ball seems to be pushed backwards. Referee says play on. Again, the outside winger tries to shut the door on that passing lane, creates a gap in space, and a high tackle advantage is caught here. Nothing cynical, nothing too dangerous, so just a penalty, and Northeastern choose to attack immediately back at this Colorado State side. Right into the heart of the defense, being held up, able to pass the ball away to Peterson. Peterson moves it to Cabral, and just like that, Northeastern is surging forward, moving ahead, able to resource these rucks, finding a way to keep possession no matter what happens. And Northeastern sees a gap, shooting on that outside edge, leaves the lane, and Northeastern gets the first points of this D1 AA final. Absolutely great try by Jolene Russo, getting points for Northeastern.
Yeah, that pick right there from your 10. Peterson pushes it all the way out to Jolene Russo, and that was exactly what they needed. They needed a gap to be able to exploit on the Colorado defense because Colorado is matching up with them player for player, but getting to kind of push them in and draw them more, thinking they're going to swing it out to the left side and rather pushing it out to Russo, who was open for that gap and just bouncing off of it straight into that try zone. Great work and strategy achieved here by Northeastern.
First 7 points on the board for Northeastern, and Dolly Parton would be so proud of her namesake, Jolene. Jolene getting the first points of the CRC D1 AA championship. Kickoff to come. Ball put into the air, enough time to get underneath, and the Colorado State turns the corner to surge ahead, running behind her own teammate just to try to get the corner again, but dragged down and unable to get the offload away. And it looks like with that, we are here at halftime. Colorado State unable to get on the board. Northeastern holding a slim 7-0 lead. We'll be right back here at the CRC Championship.
First half in dramatic fashion, and this is only a 7-point match.
We usually do a shorter sevens trip in the spring, but nothing abroad that I've been a part of. So this is a much bigger step up for everyone. You learn a lot, the players learn a lot. They learn about themselves probably more so than anything else, but it's a great way to get the guys coming together. You know, we had a mix of A side, B side, forwards, backs, experienced, unexperienced, and they're all a lot closer now than they were before. From the game, from the experience, from seeing a new country all together. It was great. It's great to see them all come together.
It's been so much fun. I love getting to meet people from different schools and different experiences. It's been surreal with everything that we've gotten to do here.
I think my favorite memory has to be the flag bearing before the World Cup ceremony, like getting to walk out there with teammates and bear our country's flag before watching our country play in the World Cup was an insane moment for me personally. One of my favorite memories is probably the bus ride back after we won our first game. It was kind of quick right after we got here, but we bonded really quick with everyone and it was a lot of fun and we celebrated and had a great ride back.
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show. The fall season is upon us. We have a brand new division, now 4 men's divisions, 4 women's divisions. We've had that in 7s. We're going to be coming to you once every other week here in this video podcast form.
I'm excited for a season of telling college rugby's best stories.
We deserve to be here. We're going to keep, representing.
That was, to me, the biggest testament for the future of the game.
we wanted as a team to get experience.
And welcome back to the 2026 National Sevens Collegiate Rugby Championships. In our D1 AA final, Northeastern holds a slim one-try lead, 7-0 over Colorado State. Isabella, you gotta love the way Northeastern would ever get points at the end of this half, but Colorado State has a lot to be proud of and so much more they can do in this match.
They do. They have plenty of time now with 7 minutes starting back on the clock. This is the time that really matters.
Championship moments are made in the second half as we now have kickoff. Northeastern keeping the ball in play, not going to a rucks, deciding to keep the ball, that continuity at a maximum for Northeastern. First ruck of the half, ball played out in the space. They might have a space and player aware advantage at the top of your screen, but choosing to go right into the heart of this Colorado State defense. Big collision as now the next ruck is set up and they're going back where they came. Catherine Dunner able to slide off one tackle, able to move off two. Not rolling away will be the call for the referee. And now Northeastern has an advantage that they're going to immediately call into a scrum, choosing to slow it down yet again, Isabel.
I mean, they're able to do it very well. They're just drawing in those defenders on Colorado's side and then getting to bite into those gaps and just push themselves out. Courtney right there, done, going in, looking for that little tiny channel that's open. And she's got 3 Colorado players on one, causing her to go back down. But those 3-on-1 players is going to leave huge gaps open in their outfield.
Not rolling away, unfortunately, is the call. Stuck in that ruck. And now with the scrum, ball played out to Northeastern. The show and go almost made it through, but just gathered up. And now there's space at the top of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Northeast is racing to it. No players there to take up the real estate, so they'll run to where the space is. And trying to turn the corner, grabbed up as Colorado State's defense is playing sideline to sideline, touch to touch, and trying to keep Northeastern from turning these corners. 2 big collisions in the center of the field. As this Colorado State's defense is all about pressure. Look at the speed in which they close the gap and try to make things happen. Colorado State are resourcing players on the bottom of the screen, but no one from Northeast is there. Might have a disadvantage on the top of the screen, but a great defensive play to punch the ball out and force that turnover by Emma Beadle. And now we have a scrum to Colorado State.
Yeah, Colorado State starting to lock in on what Northeastern is doing here. They keep spilling it out and then trying to bite their way into it, but immediately they're on them now, trying to get possession of that ball, starting to fight for it. This is the battle they've been waiting for. This is going to determine what they've been fighting for this entire season, and they're both 2 top teams coming and wanting that title.
A Colorado team won D3 today. A Colorado team has won D2. Can a Colorado team stage this comeback and take the D1 AA championship? 4 minutes and 30 seconds to find out as the ball spills out of scrum and unable to gather the ball cleanly. Ava Hughes can't keep 2 palms on the ball, and that knock-on will give Northeastern a chance at attack.
Yeah, unfortunate for Colorado State, but this is a chance for Northeastern to now get a little bit more ahead in the ways that they have been. They're putting that pressure and kind of starting to get in Colorado's head.
Mental lapses is so unfortunate in this game, and all it takes is the bounce of the ball. As the ball is played from the back of the ruck, the space is there. Caitlin Wong almost having a line break to go all the way, found herself isolated, and Colorado State with an amazing steal, quick tapping and going right back at Northeastern. That one-hand offload in traffic, absolute prime, as Northeastern plays their own defensive pressure, knocking the ball on the tackle. So now Colorado State has a short advantage. Choosing to go back to the weak side, weak side, weak side. Ball thrown forward, advantage played by the referee. Now Northeastern is on the ball, back and forth. Both teams getting the ball and giving it away. High tackle advantage card against Colorado State, and immediately Northeastern sets up to go quick, takes a second thought, and they choose to scrum yet again. This is their option here on long arm penalties.
They really like doing it, which means they have something up their sleeve that they want to showcase to us. You know, Colorado State, you got players like Ava Hughes and Hunter McRowan, as well as Reed, putting themselves in those positions to lock down Northeastern's defense and offensive side. Congrats to those girls because they are showcasing really, really good rugby. The question is, yes, they're locking down on that defense, but can they translate that to their offensive line?
And now we have a multitude of substitutions for this Colorado State side and a substitution for this Northeastern side. Fresh legs injecting themselves with just under 3 minutes left in this D1 AA final. Northeastern with the opportunity to extend their lead and make the most of multiple penalties from Colorado State as the ball's put into the scrum and we're off and away. Running that switch line back into the defense. Colorado State grabbing jerseys, doing whatever they can to bring the ball carried down. The offload is away. And now we have a one-on-one on the edge. Who will win it? It looks like Colorado State almost had an opportunity to force it offense out of bounds, but the ball carrier able to fling the ball, keep it in play, and now Northeastern are back on attack. Ball played out wide. Referee says it's fine. Off the knee, says the referee. Continuing to play on, no infringements. And now Colorado State is trying to go down the short side. And does she have the leg? She does. Does she have it to get all the way, being chased by a multitude of Northeastern defenders? Slammed down to the ground right outside the 22. Able to keep possession of the ball, able to place and stand back up, giving her team time to help support, and looking for anyone on the top of your screen to find the ball to pass to. Dragged and pulled down to the ground was Emma Beadle. Resourced again. And Northeastern go around the ruck. Referee still saying the ball was still in. And that will give me a break to take a breath because that was exciting play back and forth from both sides as Colorado State chooses to take the scrum option from that long on penalty.
Exciting, and what a run from Sierra Gallup. She took it all the way as much as she can. Yes, getting locked down there by Courtney Dunn once again in the center of the pitch, but Hunter was there immediately to receive from her and then pop it to Ava Hughes. Great teamwork happening right now from Colorado State on the right side of the pitch. We'll see if they can just push it a little bit more far forward. They're only down by a try and a conversion, and this is still anyone's game with 1 minute left remaining on the clock. If they're gonna pull a miracle, they gotta pull it now.
Colorado State has been threatening massive line breaks and really putting pressure on this Northeastern defense. But with right around a minute left here in this matchup, do they have what it takes to bring this game level as the referee cadence puts us down to a scrum? Ball played out the back. Held into the scrum and an inside line ran by Colorado State. Players on the ground fighting and pulling for the ball. Referee says that is fine, and Northeastern is going around the corner. Grabbed and grappled, tackled to the ground, able to get the offload away. And Northeastern slowing it down, taking a breath, moving the ball to space. And there's no one on the bottom of the screen. Northeastern in the foot race. This right here could be a championship moment if she has the legs to finish. Emily Minkler able to go in, and can she get it down? She does, and that stamps the claim as Northeastern takes the try with less than 10 seconds to go, and that could be your D1 AA championship moment here at the CRCs.
Emily Minkler making that run for her team, Northeastern. They were kind of tagging it there with a go, and because of this try, this could be the differentiating factor of the final and the winners. What a run from her. She's got to be proud. Her team has got to be proud, but they knew that Colorado had gotten cut up in those tackles. They knew they had a majority of players on the left side of the field, and that is what allowed them to take home this win today. Northeastern, your women's D1 AA final champions here at the CRCs.
What an absolute class match from Northeastern, playing till the final whistle, taking a 14-0 lead over Colorado State. Great fight from Colorado State, but Northeastern too much. And this is your championship moment right here. gotta love the way that Northeastern continued to play throughout the end of this match, getting a try with no time left on the clock to stamp their claim as a D1 AA champion.
They were the champions last year, and they are now the champions this year.
In the words of the philosopher Drake Aubrey, back to back is Northeastern and finding a way to take down the very strong and stout Colorado State team, ending the bid for Colorado to take a D3, D2, and D1 AA championship. And you can just see how happy they are. Hand slaps all around. Both teams congratulate each other. But it looks like we might be going down to the field. We're going to kick it down to the field. We're going to kick it down to Gigi.
Courtney, we got to talk about the obvious right now. You got hit at the end, but you got the win. How do you handle these mixed emotions?
Honestly, a lot is going through my mind, a lot of adrenaline. It was really exhilarating. I'm just so glad the team pulled through and we got our second back-to-back championship.
Let's talk about it. I'm tired of talking to you guys. You keep on winning. Can you talk about the winning culture your program has established?
Yeah, I know. I think it goes with like building up the team and really nurturing the younger players. And I would say a big part of our win is the camaraderie and that we just have fun. Whether we win or lose, but we keep winning. It has been amazing.
You keep winning, and you got the MVP. What does this mean to you?
This means a lot. I actually flew in last night because I was graduating in Boston. So I did my graduation, then I flew out later tonight. Last night, and then now I'm here, and it feels so good. A great way to end my college career, you know?
And you got the grad photos before the bloody nose.
Bloody nose, before the injuries, you know, yeah.
All right, give it up for Courtney, and congrats on graduating.
Oh my God, thank you guys so much.
Woo! All right, we'll go back to you with the college rugby show.
Graduate and MVP.
Guys, what an incredible women's D1 AA final that was. A one-score game, and the clock is showing all zeros. That's all you can hope for in a national final, right, Darian?
They finished strong. I was going to wear my Colorado State shirt. I'll wear it on the first episode. That was promised. But Northeastern, we saw Colorado State try and take the edge a few times. Northeastern just had way too much speed. They contained them way too well. It was just unfortunate for them. B-Shot Dunner might have gotten the MVP, but Jolene Russo is my MVP. Not only did she score the first try, but the chase down that she had off of Gallup's one line break during Colorado State's time with possession really sealed the deal. She was the dagger that made it so that Colorado State just couldn't build the momentum there. Minkler also sent in that last bit to really solidify the win. So not only are they Sevens 2025 national champions and the 15s, but then they come back and then they win it for the second time in a row. Sevens natty champs, two-time, must be a really nice ring to it for the Huskies.
That's what you got to love about Sevens, right? So it's 7-0. They make a giant break. If Jolene Russo doesn't have this epic, heroic chase-down tackle, we're looking at overtime. Right. All right? Then Courtney, the MVP, Courtney Bichot-Dunner, last year's MVP as well, she gets a blood sub and goes out and is going to miss the last play of the game. That could have been the other way around if Colorado State scores. How much sad is, much more sad is experience for Northeastern, but it works out. They get the win. The sub comes on, scores the walk-off, go-away try. What an incredible game. And Courtney Bichot-Dunner, she earned every single bit of that hardware. All right, let's move on. We've got one more national championship, the one we've all been waiting for, the Women's Premier Cup. Wendy, set it up for us.
Oh, so excited about this one. I'm going to do a little bit of physics here. Brown is going to be the unstoppable force in this. They aren't just a team, they're a dynasty, and they're looking for a historic 4P. They don't just beat teams, they destroy them. When you have four different players like Olivia Baptiste, Julia Murray, Charlotte Davies, and Larissa Barbosa all over that 20-point threshold in a single weekend, I mean, you're not just relying on a star, you're looking at a bench of superstars. And then AIC, when we're going with our physics theme here, they're the immovable object. They're a program built on defensive wins, and their identity is all of that. They set up the wall, and if you can get through the wall, you might have a chance. And where they really thrive is they want to bait Brown into overplaying so that Kiana Edwards and Zayana Fotu can snatch a turnover and sprint the other way. So this one, it's a toss-up.
Yeah, it totally is. Darian, you know this team really well. Brown, this is your old coach against your first college team. What a matchup here.
Yeah, ARC has come, I mean, an immense long way here. They played time and time again in the qualifiers here, but really the bread and butter, I guess the Brown bread and butter, I guess in a way, it really comes from Brown's Olivia Baptiste. I've got to talk about her. She might be my favorite player of the tournament. How she attacks, her work rate on defense, the powerful tries she gets, and her field vision to me is just absolutely unmatched. Rosh Chow has put every person, I think, in the perfect position for them to showcase their talents. Their launch defense looks really strong, and their connection on attack is even stronger. Players like Muldoon and Murray haven't found themselves a lot in the try zone because they've been doing all the dirty work in the middle there. Davies is waiting for it, and handling has gotten a lot better after the semifinal. There's a whole new level of pressure, I think, going for your fourth title, but I think that Brown has more than enough firepower to do it.
Tell us about AIC, the contenders here, Zach, real quick.
I think they're going to swarm. They got many players to do it. Can't talk about it without talking about Naomi Dodd, the international sensation, but it hasn't even been her who's done it. It's been a lot of players on that team.
Well, guys, it's going to be fantastic. You're going to see it. The Women's Premier Cup Final coming right to you after this break.
We wanted as a team to get experience. It was something that we sat together last semester in the fall, and we decided, it would be beneficial getting to see different parts of like the culture that everybody has here and how welcoming everybody was has been a real highlight for me too.
We got a lot of guys that come to Northeastern all around the country and have different levels of playing, and they become lifelong friends by the time they leave Northeastern, and these trips are kind of where those memories are built.
I mean, it's an absolutely great experience. I mean, I would highly recommend. A lot of planning involved, but if you get it done, it could be some of the best moments of your life.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready? Up.
VO captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby! If you're on the fence of going on a tour, get over the fence. Go on the tour, reach out to Rugby Travel Ireland. They've been incredible to work with. They've been so kind, so knowledgeable, and just so professional throughout the whole process. So I cannot endorse them enough. It's been an incredible experience here on the ground. The girls are having an amazing time, and so am I. So if you're thinking about it, just make the commitment, do it, and we'll see you here. We are having a rugby tour in Newcastle, England with the All-Americans from NCR, and we're having an incredible time. So these tours are so incredibly important for our All-Americans because they get to up their skills by having coaches that they don't normally work with, teach them new skills, new drills, new ways to apply their points of difference in the game. They get to experience a new culture out here, new foods. I'm sure most of them haven't had beans on toast ever, and they're definitely experiencing that here, but they're also getting a chance to watch players that they look up to playing in the women's.
We are live at the Merlin Soccerplex for your Collegiate Rugby Championships 7th National Championship Premier Division game between American International and Brown University. My name is Lance Kavanaugh, and I'm joined in the booth by the World Rugby, USA Rugby, and all-around great person, Hall of Famer, Adrian Knight. And you got to be excited for this championship. Both teams had a long road to get here and played very strong at this moment. You got to love what we're going to see here in this championship match.
Yeah, Lance, I'm really excited to see these teams square off. I mean, by far the most emphatic statements made all weekend long.
And now we'll hold for the national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ringing, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Staff Sergeant Caitlin Withers, for your song, your voice, and your service. Let's get ready to
Now, both teams prepare for the final moments. Phaedra, we're looking at the teams that AIC played. Take us through it.
Yeah, you know, they started with Walsh and put up a huge win, 42-0, followed by New Haven. They allowed 12 points to be scored, but they still put up 53 points. And then earlier today, they shut down Southern Nazarene, SNU. So this is where they are, about to face a team that's looking for a four-peat, Lance. We'll see. And then we have Brown, who came in against Westchester yesterday, 36-0, followed by UConn victory, shutting them out at 38-0. And then earlier today, their third shutout of the weekend, allowing no points against Navy, bring them here. They are ready. They are on fire.
And our referee in the middle is the very competent, very experienced Raven Jones, kicking off our whistle. And for our premier division CRC championship game is now underway. High flying kick, pushing AIC back in the black from your left to your right. Brown in the white jerseys. Ball flung high overhead, able to be retained by AIC. Naomi Dudd, a star, able to get the fend off and the ball away. And we have our first break of the game. Does she have the legs to get all the way around the corner? And what might be the first points given up here at the CRC by Brown University? Morgan Schneider goes in and puts the ball down underneath the sticks after an amazing bit of play to score early in the first 30 seconds of this Premier Division Championship match.
Well, you know what they say, the kickoff is the most vulnerable time of the game to get scored on or to score against someone. And AIC just showcasing this attack, getting the ball out to the end, right? Into the hands of Schechter as she rounds the corner, shows off her speed. She has been truly an unsung hero all weekend long. That's her fifth try. She is the absolute leading scorer for this AIC swarming Yellow Jacket squad. And that's how you finish a try, ladies and gentlemen.
Already put points on the board. Return kickoff conversion is good, so we're looking at a 7-0 score line. AIC able to get the ball back on their kickoff, now showing that they have versatility to make most of when you kick to them, but also tenacity to get the ball back when they kick. Unable to get the ball clean to hand, and we'll have our first scrum of the day for Brown University.
And Angel Davis, that ball just outside of her fingertips. She touched her fingertips, but she lost focus in the end of the moment and lost that ball. I had a chance to catch up with Raj Chow prior to this match, and this is the kind of pressure that she wants to put on this AIC team. They took them a while in the previous game to adjust to the win, but they're happy with the shutouts they've put up all weekend long, and they're looking for an opportunity here to score.
Scrum infringement gives Brown a free kick. They choose to go quick on the tap. Player tackled, but Naomi Dodd always opportunistic, gets the ball back for her side, and now AIC is back on attack, running right into the heart of this Brown defense, able to get points, which is something no team in this competition has been able to do in the entirety of the tournament. Confidence AIC, moving the ball out to space, and that pass right there, if gone to hand, could have been dangerous. Touch and knocked on right when AIC had a great chance to really take things a little bit further. Angel Davis unable to cleanly gather the ball here.
Yeah, that's her second knock on within the last couple of minutes, so she's going to want to correct that. But again, getting back to my conversation with Roz earlier today, the thing that Brown needs to do here in this game is they need to stick with their systems and support each other. That's the best thing that they can do, and they know that they're up against a really stacked AIC squad, but they're doing well here. They're putting their defense to work, and so we'll see which defense is the best in the country at the conclusion of this match.
AIC able to take a shot into Brown and get the early points at the beginning of this matchup. Brown able to settle in defensively. It looks like AIC is going to be able to threaten an attack on both flanks as Raven settles in that scrum. Ball's played out the back. Brown University able to get the ball in play. Batista, big factor in this matchup, able to get the offload. Tackled right around the center line of midfield. Long arm penalty for offsides is going to be called here. And will Brown go back to quickness, or will they choose the scrum? They choose to slow it down just a bit with 3 minutes left here in this first half.
And I think that's a superb game plan for Brown. They need to set their structure nice and wide and deep, because the shooting defense of this AIC team can put pressure on. If you're too shallow, it puts you under so much pressure, you ultimately compromise possession. So you want to be able to be deep and have time to get those passes off nice and crisp.
Good defense.
Pressure by AIC forces the ball to dribble, but unable to be corralled cleanly by AIC, knocking the ball on just by the smallest margins, and will settle back into a scrum. And one reason I believe they're going to the scrum, or believe the scrum is the way that they would like to operate Brown University, is their first receiver, Olivia Batista, has been absolutely on fire the entirety of the tournament. But now with AIC's put into this scrum, we'll get a chance to see what we'll get from this attacking side from AIC. The feed is improper, so the referee immediately blows it up. And now Brown University is going to go quick here.
And a penalty.
Not 10, says the referee.
Not getting back 10 against AIC. Offside.
And now Brown is setting back up for the quick tap.
And this is a well-coached team. You can see it. They're taking their time. They're setting their structure again. They need to keep depth in their line, their attacking line, in order for them to preserve possession.
That is the game breaker, Batista, showing why she is absolutely powerful. High tackle. Looks like grabbed a jersey and a bit of the hair. Referee is going to call that every time. And just the mounting penalties, and Brown choosing again to go to the scrum.
And again, they're just making their way up, down into the territory of AIC. Slowly but surely, they keep accumulating these penalties. It's going to start tearing into the morale of this AIC squad.
Absolutely, and you do not want the referee to have any bad will for what's going on. Consecutive penalties, able to keep the ball resourced, and now Brown University sets up to go back on attack. Caitlin Maroney able to get quick hands off into the edge. Tackle made around the 5-meter channel. That was Barbosa herself, is an absolute star in her own right, scoring multitude of tries throughout the course of this weekend. Batista able to resource the ball and keep it in play.
More good defense.
Brown playing it close, keeping it tight to those rucks. This AIC defensive line speed, closing off their opportunities to get around the edge. Choosing to not chase after that ruck and try to poach thanks to the player rolling away. And now Brown is going around the corner. Can they go in to score? That's Olivia Batista, we've said that she has been an absolute star, and she shows up big time to get the first points right at the zeros hit for the first half here.
Yeah, Batista, just a force. Anytime she gets a little bit of space, she's gonna score. Again, her footwork is just stupendous, and she just glides through. So deceptive, her speed, because she's running so effortless and just such good awareness to switch that ball off into the other hand. Goes down, dives in for 5 points, and brings Brown back into this contest.
And with that converted try, we now have a game all locked up. AIC 7, Brown University 7. We'll be right back here for the second half of our Premier Division National Championship.
We are having a rugby tour in Newcastle, England with the All-Americans from NCR, and we're having an incredible time. So these tours are so incredibly important for our All-Americans because they get to up their skills by having coaches that they don't normally work with, teach them new skills, new drills, new ways to apply their points of difference in the game. They get to experience a new culture out here, new foods. I'm sure most of them haven't had beans on toast ever, and they're definitely experiencing that here, but they're also getting a chance to watch players that they look up to playing in the Women's Rugby World Cup here in England, which is incredibly important for them to see these people, because if you could see it, you can be it, and we are so happy that our athletes can see the Eagles, and I know they also want to be the Eagles, so this is a massive opportunity for them.
Consistency on 3. 1, 2, 3.
We usually do a shorter sevens trip in the spring, but nothing abroad that I've been a part of. So this is a much bigger step up for everyone. You learn a lot, the players learn a lot. They learn about themselves probably more so than anything else, but it's a great way to get the guys coming together. You know, we had a mix of A side, B side, forwards, backs, experienced, unexperienced, and they're all a lot closer now than they were before. From the
And welcome back to the CRC's Premier Division National Championship game. We have a deadlock score between AIC and Brown University, 7-7. And you gotta love the way both teams have found their moments, but we haven't really seen the full potential of both sides.
That's true. But we did see some full potential out of Morgan Schechter on that try. She scored, probably ran a good 70 meters, and then Brown later answered with their hero here, Olivia Batista, with a big try. She's been extraordinary all weekend long. Both Schechter and Batista have 5 tries for the weekend. They're both vying for top tries in this tournament, in this Premier Division.
And Samth gets the game started back again in the second half. Right foot step by Batista, able to give herself some space. Highly contested ruck there by AIC. They're bringing a line speed in this second half, absolutely closing and shutting down Brown on their first attacking attempt. Not enough resources for the same line speed on the second ruck, but able to corral and bring Brown University to the ground in quick order. Now Brown University keeping it close to the ruck. Player might be isolated here. And right on top of it is the referee, Raven Jones, seeing it clear as Santa Miller able to get the steal. And now AIC is returning fire here. Choosing to go right into the heart of this Browns defense, setting themselves up for a ruck right around the center line of the field. Opening it up to Naomi Dodd. Dodd able to shake off one tackler, but not two. Ruck secured by ARC and a quick pick and go. Backflip. The skills are on display here for AIC as they find themselves getting around the corner, and we might have a foot race to the edge. We do not after there's a high tackle right on the touchline. Batista, who's been putting so much work offensively, finds herself getting a long arm penalty for the high tackle here. AIC choosing to go quick. Decisions to be made, running at switch line, able to manipulate the defense just a little bit. Tackle breaking it with two hands on the ball, able to put the ball into space. Does she have the speed to go? She does. It is Miller time, scoring 2 minutes into the second half here in the Premier Division National Championship game.
And that was very well deserved by Satya Miller. She actually turned that ball over at the beginning of this sequence and is on that receiving end, on the end there on the wing left side. She barely escapes being tackled, but she escapes nonetheless. A valiant effort by AIC. Good teamwork to move that ball to their ends, to their speed, to their scores.
And the kick sails wide.
Charlotte Davies putting in the chase, but just couldn't reach, barely getting away as Miller. And with that try, AIC is back on top here in your Premier Division National Championship game. That conversion was no good, so we're sitting at a 12-7 matchup here. And just around 4 minutes and 30 seconds left, anything can happen as we are back underway. High flying ball. Does it go 10 is the question. It does not. And Raven Jones choosing to call that 50-meter free tap. Brown University taking their time, setting up here. Looking for the most ample attacking opportunity for themselves. This is something you break out from the schoolyard, from the practice pitch. But they go right into AIC. No deception, one pass, big run, and able to gain at least 13 meters as the ball is recycled and put back in play. Dodd, an absolute missile, taking down the ball carrier, and now Brown University choosing to go short side. Is anything there? AIC able to wrap up and make the tackle, and the line speed from AIC absolutely shutting down Brown University, forcing the turnover, and this is where defense can turn points or offensive opportunities. Ball bobbled just a little bit by our previous try scorer, but still possessed nonetheless, and now ARC are here on attack. Threatening to go weak, prodding, pulling, couldn't get all the way around the corner. Great defense around that edge by Muldoon, able to pull down the tackler, but now AIC returns and reverses, goes in the opposite direction. One step, but two, couldn't get around that second defender. And now AIC on the base of the ruck, deciding to hang out. But Naomi Dodd, one fin, and does she have the stride to finish? Dodd with the third try of the game, first in this Premier Championship, and going to her patented celebration right into the camera. Naomi Dodd in your living room.
Well, Lance, there's no question about it. She had the speed to finish and the wherewithal to see that tiny seam on the left side of that ruck. She picked and she went. She knew that if she got even a millimeter ahead of that defensive line, she would coast in and score 5 points. And Naomi Dodd is such a powerful player. Wow. It's a beautiful, beautiful run.
Is good.
On that run, you've seen the AIC bench in celebration, including Coach Jamison Banty. Players are celebrating, cheering on their ladies, as now AIC with a 2-score lead against the 3-time defending national champions. But can they hold fort and take home the Premier Division National Championship? High flying kick, able to be corralled and brought down, as now Brown University sets themselves up for an opportunity for attack. Not releasing is the call by the referee, and it doesn't look like they're going to go to the scrum option here. And they slow it down, try to figure out how they're going to operate, and they go to the quick tap. Brown University now back on attack. Left foot step there, grabbed and dragged down. Batista try to go pick and go. 3 AIC defenders protecting that space near the ruck, and now having to go wide. Brown University try to get around the corner. One fin, one pull. Barbosa can't get away. God around the head and neck, and Raven calls that immediately for a high tackle as Brown taps and goes right back quick. Batista finds the space, gets around, but do they have it to get down the touchline? Almost there, so close. This is going to be for the game, really. And tackled around the 5-meter line. Edwards shows up in the multitude of ways that she does and stops Brown's opportunity to get a try on the board with less than a minute left here.
Yeah, Batista links up with Barbosa. Barbosa with a very strong run, but no contest for Edwards, who's been just all over it all weekend long. Look at that beautiful cover tackle. She drags her into touch, and that will probably do it here for Brown's opportunity to make any sort of comeback.
Yeah, they're not only playing against an AIC side who has brought great defense, but now they're playing against the clock with just under 30 seconds. They have to find a way to get points, get the ball back in play, and with no time left, maybe find a way to take the game away at the end. Ball played into the line now, underhand throw, but it is clean and correct, says the referee, as now AIC plays the ball into space, all the way out to the edge. One fin, and it looks like Miller is around the corner again. We question if she has the legs to finish the second one, but does she have the legs to finish this one? And this is your championship moment. AIC, with no time left on the clock, already holding a 12-point lead, going to score. It is Miller time 2 times today, and 24-7, AIC with no time left to take your Premier Division championship.
Wow, I am literally out of breath watching Miller run down the pitch. Not once, but twice this match. And look at this, a decent 80-meter run, steps out of one tackle and has to find the energy and the burn to get across that try line. That is just pure will and grit, and you gotta love it at the end to put the exclamation point on it.
And with that final whistle, the Brown championship streaks in, and the AIC era begins with a 24-7 Premier Division championship win. Look at the energy and elation from this AIC side. Look what it means to them.
It means so much. It means everything. I mean, this is the moment that you have knocked off a team that is rooted in the foundation, right, of greatness. You've got Raj Chow, you've got Caramelli Vae, and then I think you go back a little while before, you've got the legacy of Kathy Flores, you know, and so to be able to upset the national champions that have been holding that title for 3 years straight, going for their 4th, is phenomenal. Phenomenal. AIC really stacked with talent, man. Really stacked with talent.
Big congratulations to Jameson Bonte for winning. He is the head coach of this AIC side, and so much to be proud of. Brown University not conceding a single point throughout the entirety of the CRC, giving up 24 points in the Premier Division final, says so much about the offensive firepower of this AIC side.
Yeah, offensive firepower, but it's predicated on an incredible defensive wall. You got so many shooters coming up, putting pressure on. You got speed, talent. It's just so impressive to have so much talent culminating in under one veil. This one team. You know, so much depth. They had 11 players who scored in this tournament. 11. That's off the charts. Absolutely off the charts.
And look at AIC celebrate their Premier Division championship. There was only 2, but now there is only 1. AIC on top of the mountain.
Naomi Dodge snatching that most valuable player. And she has definitely stepped.
All right, Naomi, with the championship, with the MVP, what did it take to get to this moment?
A lot of teamwork, a lot of family, a lot of connection.
This I owe to these ladies right here, because without them, I wouldn't be here. So I love my team. I love AIC. Thank you to all the coaches. Thank you to our AT Alyssa. Thank you to the boys. But we made it!
And Naomi, you've had a dominant tournament. The entire squad has. What is AIC's team identity?
Family. We definitely identify with family before anything else, because we're all sisters and we come on the field together and we leave together. So yeah.
Naomi, last one. This was a battle in the championship. What does it mean to have this specific win?
Honestly, Brown gave us a fight. All the teams gave us a fight, and we're thankful for it. Without a battle, we wouldn't know what to grow with and what to work on. So we thank you for them. But, you know, we did what we needed to do.
Yes, you did. And now you guys need to celebrate. Naomi, congrats on the MVP. AIC, congrats on the win. And thank you, everybody, for coming out to CRC Sevens.
Wow, what an incredible final. Welcome back to the desk, the College Rugby Show, guys. That does it. All 304 matches in the books. AIC with the upset over Brown. Zach, run that down for us.
Yeah, I mean, a crazy game. Like, you saw AIC come out early ahead. They get on the board early. Morgan Schechter, the scoring. That was the first points I think Brown had surrendered all tournament. Okay, so I mean, that's a pretty wild way to come into this. Yellow Jackets came to play today. They're also playing some insane defense too. Naomi Dottie just heard her at the MVP there, lowering the boot, keeping the Bears contained for most of that first half. Brown, 3 titles to their name for a reason though. They kept their cool, kept chugging away. Olivia Baptiste even things up at 7. You know, we're 7-7 at the half there with some great skills, but. Satya Miller was a great player for AIC in this one, too. She broke the scoring open in the second half. Nice switcheroo in the middle of the field to open that up. And then Dodd put the icing on the cake to make it 19-7. So it was a great game for AIC there.
Yeah, Dodd was fantastic. I mean, take a little deeper dive on her. Jamaican international, already playing on the international stage. And this is her first national title. Delivers the Yellow Jackets, the program's first ever Sevens national championship. What a performance, Darian.
What I love about her is her emphasis on family, right? Like, she got the MVP trophy and instantly turned around to the Yellow Jackets, because rugby is a team sport. But Naomi Dodd, I mean, just her charisma, the energy that she brings, the toughness that she brings that you were talking about, and then the speed as well. I mean, she finishes the job. She really wanted this alongside AIC. A lot of things are owed. My brother owes my dad about $200 over that win. He believed in AIC. I owe AIC a College Rugby Show tank top, because I said at the start of the tournament that they could win it, and they believed in it too. She wants my tank top. You got it now, whoever you are. And then I think that we all owe AIC an apology. We all picked Brown, wanted them to go for the 4th, but players like Dodd, players like Miller, I mean, they just kept their cool, maintained their composure throughout the tournament, and really just stood on business at the end.
And a tip of the cap to Jamison Bonte, first-year head coach at AIC. That family bit, that's the culture piece that he's in charge of, and the way he brought that team together to take down Brown. Zach, what an incredible upset.
Yeah, and then you heard Naomi Dodd say in her MVP interview, like, she would not be here without the rest of her team, and I think that's the main point here. Like, she alone could not get them to this point. To beat a juggernaut like Brown, you need players to step up, like Satya Miller, like Schechter, like all these other players who have come around, and just a family unit. They were playing for each other, and that really worked out well for them today. Naomi Dodd, the centerpiece of that, but it was everyone else on that team who delivered that championship.
And also what I love is that we almost had to cart off the men's AIC players because they rushed on there at the final try. They were just so excited for them, and you could see that it's shared among the whole program.
And just to put this upset into context, is in 15s, AIC's Division 2, Brown's Division 1. This was not supposed to happen. What an incredible win for AIC. Historic. It's putting a stop, or at least a pause, on that Brown dynasty. Guys, we can't thank you enough for joining us. What a phenomenal weekend it's been here at the Maryland Soccerplex. For everybody here at the desk and for everybody behind the scenes, thank you for joining us. We've been the College Rugby Show, live on the All Women's Sports Network.